We are back, and we welcome you to beautiful Toyota Arena in Ontario, California, for tonight's matchup between two of the best in the West, the Ontario Fury and the San Diego Sockers. We welcome everybody watching this on MASL TV. My name is Christian Philly Filliman. Joining me in the booth once again, the man who puts that PhD in personality, the Dr. Jonathan Reimer.
Philly, I'm starting to feel like the Ned Ryerson to your Bill Murray, because I could swear it's Groundhog Day. This is the fourth of our last 5 official broadcasts in which we're calling a Fury game versus none other than the San Diego Sockers.
And in fact, it's the 32nd matchup all time between these two clubs, the 4th matchup of 6 throughout the course of this entire season. Now, the last time these two teams squared off against each other, the San Diego Sockers, to put it nicely, thumped the Ontario Fury in a matchup that was, well, one that the Fury faithful would probably like to forget. But since then, the Fury have picked up their winning ways, going to uncharted territories in the Northeast, taking on the Baltimore Blast and Utica City FC, and coming back with a couple of W's. But the San Diego Sockers also kept up their winning ways, didn't they?
Yeah, after back-to-back overtime wins south of the border, some heroics by Chihuahua late in that second game were not enough to hold off the San Diego Sockers, picking up 4 crucial points in that game south of the border. The performance of one Pollo Ruiz, absolutely fantastic. Of course, he will not be traveling back north of the border tonight, but we do see the return of a few stars to the San Diego Sockers lineup, Philly.
Indeed. Can you imagine how devastating they would be if they did have Pollo in the lineup? But there's a couple of compelling storylines. Obviously, the I-15 collision is the big one, but you got Craig Childs, 3 points shy of the 600 career total point mark between PASL and MASL. And of course, we have to congratulate the king, our very own Frank Tayu, on accomplishing the 400 point mark, the first player in the modern MASL era to do so. So obviously both those players are going to be people that we're going to have to watch. Childs almost averages 2 points per game. Frank hasn't had the greatest run with San Diego this season, but we know the king, as we say, can wield his mighty scepter after this season. But we know the king, as we say, can wield his mighty scepter, and the Fury certainly need him to do so in this matchup today.
Absolutely. If we look at our keys to the game for tonight, Philly, our number one thing we want to talk about is getting the king back on his throne. He has been held to just 1 goal, and frankly, it took a bit of an assist from San Diego for that 1 goal to go in. In 22 shots so far in his meetings versus San Diego, he has netted just that 1, perhaps accidental goal.
One thing the king does lead the league in is fouls, and we saw how him being in foul trouble certainly took away from his game. It certainly took away from it partially in that Utica City game. During the game against Baltimore, he didn't end up in foul trouble, and we saw what he did, scoring a hat trick. What are some of the other keys to the game you got, Doctor?
Well, we've really got to take advantage of opportunities. We know San Diego is a team that loves to play with a lead. They love to bunker down and play that counter-attacking style of indoor football. The Fury, if they're going to come out on top tonight, are going to have to take advantage of those opportunities. Far too many blocks by the San Diego defense in this last matchup. It's going to take the Fury being a bit more precise in their attacking, Philly, if they are going to find themselves on top tonight.
Defense wins championships. We know that. Doesn't matter what sport it is. That's the story. The Fury are going to need to lock down the Sockers' leading scorer, that at Tavoy Morgan. Again, an amazing revelation of a player coming up from Harrisburg last season. Tavoy has been tearing things up. We saw that here in Toyota Arena. We saw that in Chihuahua. Tavoy, a force to be reckoned with, arguably one of the best target forwards in this league.
Unquestionably, Philly. And one last thing that the Philly absolutely must do tonight, the Fury Philly, is of course protect the ball. Far too many turnovers coming out of their own defensive end. If they are going to find the back of the net tonight and end up at the top of the score sheet, they're going to have to protect that ball. With the new goalkeeper rule and this new change in tactics, tactics as we play out the back. The Fury are really going to have to find a way to feed that ball from defense to midfield to offense if they're going to find any kind of success tonight.
The Sockers are ending a pretty long road trip. The Fury haven't really played much at home over the course of the season. It's only been, we've called like 2 games. Finally, we're going to get a homestand, so it's nice to be back in Toyota Arena. And that being the case, we want to see y'all come out, red out Toyota Arena, and we want to see fans in the stands. But we got a pretty important message, don't we, speaking of fans in the stands?
Absolutely. We're going to go ahead and throw it down to our resident nurse on staff here, none other than your lovely wife, Philly, Amanda the Panda, who's going to give us a little bit of insight as to how you can find your way out to a game in a safe manner.
Panda, registered nurse at Cedars-Sinai, been on the forefront of all this since the beginning, frontline worker. Take it away, Panda. Let's let everybody know what they need to know about our sponsor.
Thanks, boys. Hey, the only thing we care about is getting fans in the stands, and we want to help make that as easy as possible on all of you. So whether you're vaccinated or unvaccinated, we've got a solution because we have partnered with Premier COVID Testing so that we can provide you all with free COVID tests on site. They're fast, they're easy, and they're going to allow you all to join us in the arena tonight so that we can cheer on with our Fury faithful. Rise with Fury. Back to you guys in the booth.
Welcome back, everyone, to Toyota Arena. We are excited for everyone out there in MASL TV land to be bringing you some more Western Conference action of your Ontario Fury versus the reigning Ron Newman Cup champions San Diego Sockers. We'd like to take a moment, folks, to remind you that the MASL is thrilled to announce that this fall the MASL will be holding its first ever college draft. Visit maslsoccer.com for more information. Gino DiPolito, the beloved referee and pillar of the indoor soccer community, the MASL is honored to be able to pay tribute to his legacy in naming of a new award, the Gino DiPolito Referee of the Year Award, given each year in his honor.
By the dawn's early light, what so proudly we at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Beautiful rendition of our Star-Spangled Banner by none other than Corey McKell singing tonight's national anthem. Beautiful stuff. Folks, we'd like to take a moment to remind you that Chill.com is the official CBD brand of the MASL, helping our athletes reach their maximum potential by promoting proper and expedited recovery. Welcome to the club, Chill Brands.
And speaking of that CBD, I assume that all of us here are going to need it because we are excited. This is going to be a very exciting matchup. Round 4 of the I-15 collision between the San Diego Sockers and the Ontario Fury. Anytime these two Goliaths collide, it's always going to be a fun and exciting match, with the exception, obviously, of the last one. However, we shall see what happens. A very quick turnaround, though, for both of these teams having just played a couple of games a couple of days ago.
Absolutely, Philly. As we see both our captains meeting with match officials before the match, we'd like to remind you that the officials for today's match are brought to you by Capelli. Capelli is the official uniform sponsor of the MASL game officials, and today's officials are Kelly Mock as our crew chief, Today's referee, a last-minute replacement. We've got Bubba Barnett on the pitch today. Our assistant referee is going to be Joseph Salinas. Our fourth official is going to be Robert Sarfaraz. In the penalty box, we've got George Nugent and Andy Waller tonight, Philly.
Appreciate that information, Doctor. And Doctor, a doctor normally writes scripts for his patients, and we'll call our patients the audience, or both teams. What kind of script are you going to write for both of these clubs to take care of business today?
Well, if I'm the San Diego Sockers, I'm not changing my game plan. I'm going to try and get out to that lead early and bunker down and play the counter-attacking offense that won them the championship last year, and frankly, helped them dominate a week ago in this arena, Philly.
Very good information. Yeah, we want to see who's going to come out on the Fury. Obviously, all eyes are going to be on Frank Tayu. Frank Tayu surpassing that 400-point mark. Eyes are going to be on Craig Childs as well. He's 3 points shy of 600. Fury have had a couple of players that have really stepped up this season, in that of Justin Stinson. Justin Stinson thus far, 11 goals, 3 assists, 14 points on the season. Jesus Pacheco, 4 goals, 3 assists, 7 points on the season. We welcome back Thiago Gonçalves. He's coming through, our leading assist man. Willie Spur, also one of our leading assist men. But one key omission to the lineup for the Fury, no Johnny Topete.
Yeah, Topete picked up a knock. We saw him sadly sitting outside of the locker room before pregame meetings, which spelled the fact that he would be riding the pine tonight, Philly. In addition to that, Juan Jose Gonzalez, Abdul Mansoure, Frankie Gonzalez, Christian Alvarado, Q Froze, of course Mike Conde Abreu, Brian Quintanilla, and Alan Perez all not available for the Fury tonight. So it's going to be all hands on deck for the remaining players tonight.
We're taking a look down on the field as the owner of the Ontario Fury, Jeff Burham, and head coach Jimmy Nordberg presenting a plaque to Frank Tayu for the amazing accomplishment of 400 points. He not only surpassed that mark, he certainly shattered it, and hopefully we see more goals coming from the King himself.
Well, we mentioned it in our pregame, Philly. Our number one key to this game is to get the King back on his throne. Now that he has gotten over that 400 mark, hopefully that is off his back and he is ready to go out and dominate tonight.
Indeed. Both teams exceptionally impressive over the course of the past weekend. Again, the Fury took care of Baltimore in a 10-4 match in Secu Arena, and they took care of Utica City FC in a very exciting match at the Adirondack Bank Center. The San Diego Sockers traveled across the border, first MASL team to do so since the pandemic, and boy, were those games exciting. Tavoy Morgan, exceptionally well. Boyo, a fantastic talent, and they took care of Chihuahua without a couple of players. They didn't have Leo, they didn't have Guerrero Pino, and they didn't have Charlie Gonzalez, but by the looks of things, they welcomed them back. However, the Sockers will be without Gerardo Jurado. They will be without Brian Farber as well. We shall see what happens. We're just moments away from kickoff. It's the San Diego Sockers versus the Ontario Fury.
Well, our referee for tonight, Bubba Barnett, has placed that beautiful flight ball mid-pitch. We'd like to remind you folks that Flight is the official match ball of the MASL. It is designed and produced by Flight expertly for the indoor game. Flight is the premier partner of choice. Flight, challenge everything.
And we're off. It's Mitchell Cardenas on the ball, marked by Frank Tayu. Cardenas dumping it down low to Leo de Oliveira. Leo, back out to Cardenas. It was very interesting to see how the Sockers played without 3 of their starters against Chihuahua.
Yeah, they had a sensational performance south of the border, 2 overtime wins. Despite some late heroics by the Chihuahuense side in that second match, they were unable to find that final goal in overtime, and San Diego heads back north of the border with 4 crucial points, Philly.
And Cardenas off the boards to Tavoy Morgan. He passes it back to Mitchell. Mitchell marked by Uzi Tayu, and it's Toth to clear the ball. We're looking down on the turf right now. Very interesting. We have 2 keepers, Boris Pardo, Chris Toth, both coming off having goals this weekend.
Well, I think a lot of that had to do with them both playing on short pitches in the last match, but you never know what can happen in this game, Philly.
Stinson and Nestor. That ball gets picked up. Back out to Guerrero Pino. Guerrero to Leo. And we were told that Johnny Topete was a scratch, but he's in this game, so we stand corrected. Cerda. Willie Spur marking him. Ball comes in down low to Tavoy Morgan. He's marked by Uzi Tayu. Shot blocked by Chris Toth. Topete there to pick things up. 13 minutes and 35 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Sockers already with a good shot on goal.
Huge save there by Toth, stopping the Sockers from sticking to their game plan. And
boom, golazo. What a goal by George De Leon right from the yellow line. He caught Pardo snoozing. What an incredible goal.
As we see the replay here, De Leon waltzes to the yellow line and fires far post, beating Pardo, who's got his weight on the wrong foot. Did not see that shot coming. My goodness, Philly.
Took it from miles away. The young man from Waco, Texas practically took that shot from Texas. Fury are up 1-0. And this is something we haven't seen in too many games. The Fury going up early, but in this match, big goal for George De Leon. The Fury need him to step up his goal-scoring prowess. Exceptional goal by the young man from Waco, Texas.
Exactly the start that the Fury needed if they are going to try and force San Diego to press forward, something they have not done, barring that third quarter in the one Fury win this season versus San Diego.
And thankfully, Johnny Topete wasn't that omission in the match that we thought. He got the assist on that goal. We see a pass from Cardenas off the ball, picked up by the former soccer, Emmanuel Aguirre. Berto, who had a couple of Berto bombs in that last matchup against Utica City, big-time goals. And it's the Fury on the counter. Aguirre trying to find Tayu. Picked up by Jesus Pacheco. Kicks it off the boards, back to Berto.
Oh, Frank had himself a wide open look at that back net if the pass had just found him, Philly.
Need to keep an eye on Thiago Gonçalves. He does an exceptional job at threading the needle and finding his target forward. Berto, back to Gonçalves. Marked by Andy Reyes, the former Fury player. And we see in the lineup, number 22, Travis Pittman. Travis Pittman, a former San Diego Soccer. He played in 3 games last season. Interesting fact about Travis, he was college teammates with Frank and Uzi down in West Virginia.
Pittman was a signing that we were very excited about going into this season. Took him a few extra games to find his feet, but here he is once again joining the Fury.
And we see Travis on the ball. Ball gets blocked by Mitchell Cardenas. Ball comes out to Escoto. That's Cerda, marked by Tayu. And it looks like it's a foul, pushing on Frank Tayu.
Frank Tayu getting his first foul early in the game. Once again, he's got to stay out of foul trouble tonight, Philly.
We need Frank in the game. The Fury need Frank in the game. The Sockers don't need Frank in the game. Cerda crossing all the way to Tavoy Morgan. Looks like there's a whistle. Foul on Uzi Tayu. 11 minutes and 51 seconds left to go here in the first quarter. If you're just tuning in now, folks, it is 1-0 Ontario Fury. The Fury goal was scored by George De Leon. See Pee Wee Ortega passing the ball to Tavoy Morgan. Tavoy, marked by Uzi Tayu, kicks it out to Guerrero Pino. Pino out to Cerda. He's marked by Willie Spur. Cerda trying to find Tavoy. Picked up by Nestor Hernandez. He wanted a foul. He did not get it. Cisse out to Uzi.
Tavoy just leaning back there on Uzi. Looks like Tavoy wanted the foul for pulling, and Uzi wanted the foul for pushing, and in the end, no whistle.
Nobody got it. A negative and a negative, mathematically, they say is what? A positive. So the game carries on.
You know, speaking of those games south of the border, Philly, I wanted to give a quick shout-out to our friends down in San Diego, Craig Childs and Jerry Jimenez, who did a fantastic job rebroadcasting those games on Twitch. And shout-out to our dear friend Jerry Jimenez from Soccer's Overtime.
Pardo with a heck of a toss to Leo. Shot saved by Chris Toth. Another shot off the boards. Nestor Hernandez there to clear things up. Stinson, one of the best 1v1 players in this league. That's going to be a foul. Foul on Felipe Gonzalez. You know, interestingly enough, when you come into this game early enough, into the stadium early enough, Felipe and his twin brother Juan came in at roughly at the same time, and it was really tough to tell the two apart at first glance.
Thank goodness they wear numbers during the game.
Indeed. Felipe wearing the number 6, his brother Juan, 77. 10 minutes and 28 seconds left to go here in the first quarter. Jesus Pacheco, who's having a marvelous season for the Ontario Fury, said earlier on in the season that he was going to be my breakout player, and he is not proving me wrong. De Leon, ball gets picked up by Rojo. Back out, good clearance by the San Diego defense. Pardo. Uzi Tayu there to head it out. Rojo to Christian Gutierrez, intercepted by Pacheco. Pacheco back out to Uzi. Uzi to Topete. De Leon. Again, a fantastic goal by the young man from Waco, Texas. That was his 5th of the season. Berto. Out to Gonçalves. Gonçalves finding the King. King marked by Cardenas. Cardenas has been doing a great job marking Frank the past couple of matches. Out to Thiago. Thiago, there's a shot off of the boards. Picked up by Pardo.
You can see Berto was trying to do the classic play it off the wall to the advancing attacker, and just the bounce did not go his way, Philly.
And Berto, no slouch in terms of scoring goals. He has had 4 on the season.
Oh, a huge Berto bomb in the Phillies' last game to call game with just 48 seconds left in the match.
No foul on Andy Reyes. Play resumes. Leo with a shot saved by Chris Toth. Chris Toth, the MASL's Defensive Player of the Week, 18 saves and a goal in the match against Baltimore. He just needed one game to get that accolade. What a fantastic match that he had. Great defensive effort by Chris Toth.
Oh, not just a goal, a golazo, Philly.
Yeah, we jokingly said that it was a shot from Rancho Cucamonga on Striking Fury podcast.
Oh, he broke a glass and knocked the scoreboard off its mounting with that wonder goal.
It caused a delay in the game. Pittman trying to find his form, kicks it out. Goalkeeper distribution for it. Oh, restart for the Sockers. Pee-wee Ortega bringing the ball up past the midfield. Trying to find Charles, intercepted by Uzi. Out to Topete. Topete dumping it to Toth. Willie Spur. Craig Charles marking him up to Stinson. Stinson also had himself a great weekend, netting himself 5 points in the match between Baltimore. He gets the ball stolen from him by Cesar Cerda. Stolen, he got his pocket picked on that one.
Well, great recovery by Stinson to provide the defensive effort needed to stop the counterattack there. Fury have been doing a great job advancing out of their own defensive end so far, something we called out early on, Philly.
Cerda using the boards to find Pee-wee. Good defense by the Fury. That was Nestor trying to find Uzi Tayu, but the ball gets deflected to Pardo. Willie Spur, Mark Escoto. Good footwork by Brandon. Childs, eyeing him, 3 more points, eyeing 600. Shall see if he gets it today. Pino took Felipe. Felipe back out to Pino. To Rojo. I had the opportunity to actually meet with Pino. He was in Kansas City during the matchup between the Stars and the Comets at the T-Mobile Center. Doctor, I got to tell you, that was a fun venue to go see a game in. I really hope the Comets can build up what they can so we can have more matches at that T-Mobile Center, because it was first class. Everything about that matchup and that weekend, first class.
You were all over the place at that coaches convention, Philly. It was great to see all the recaps on social media as you were getting around.
I certainly was. Got to meet a lot of cool people. Werner Roth, what an ankle break by Topete on Juan Gonzalez.
Oh, the Fury faithful in the house tonight certainly voiced their approval of that play.
They certainly like that. If indoor soccer had an and one mixtape, that ankle breaking would have landed on it. Pacheco passing it down low to Berto. Out to Gonçalves. Gonçalves to Pacheco. He comes out, passing back to De Leon. De Leon intercepted by the Sockers. Good defense by Felipe Gonzalez. Good pass. Gonzalez to Gonzalez, brother to brother.
It's all 6s and 77s for us trying to pay attention to who's who on the pitch tonight, Philly.
Well, you've certainly been trying to get me to crack up over these past couple of broadcasts, and you certainly got me smiling there, Doctor. Leo, marked by Pacheco. Good defense by Pacheco. Off of the boards, Tavoy Morgan. Dangerous player for the San Diego Sockers. Tavoy, the Jamaican, marked by 2 Fury players. Battle on the boards. Somehow he still managed to keep up with it. But it's the Fury who pick things up. Uzi trying to find Jeff Hughes, intercepted by Cerda. Pino now at the midfield, passing to Leo. Leo to Mr. San Diego himself, Craig Childs. Andy Reyes to Cardenas. Fury pressure has Cardenas coming back, but he tries to find Craig Childs. Ball comes up, off of Childs, restart.
And with that, folks, the referees have called our first media timeout of the night. We are going to go ahead and head to a break. Right after these messages, we'll be back, powered by Ford.
Available interior work surface to work it out up front, plus the capability of available Pro Power on board to work it out in back. Tough this smart can only be called F-150. Introducing the all-new 2021 Ford F-150.
Society has an obligation to help others when others are struggling. Families can become distressed because they lose their father. Now a mother's forced to raise their 3 children. How does she get a job? How does she create the means to take care of her kids?
For nearly 30 years, National Core and Hope Through Housing have changed the lives of hundreds of thousands of individuals, providing housing, offering hope, transforming.
Well, we apologize, folks. A media timeout was called by our announcer tonight, but apparently not by our referees tonight, as we get back to action here at Toyota Arena.
I certainly apologize for that. Look, you didn't miss any action. There were no shots. No harm, no foul in that sense. Guerrero Pino to Cerda. 4 minutes and 41 seconds left to go here in the first quarter. The Ontario Fury up 1-0 on a goal by George DeLeon. Cerda trying to find his teammate off of Pittman, it looked like. Leo with a shot off of the boards. No rebound. Toth there to pick things up.
Smart play by Chris Toth, playing that ball off the board and coming off his line. We saw him making a couple mistakes coming off his line in the last game versus the Sockers. He's done so twice tonight, successfully in both accounts, Philly.
Indeed, but we also saw that he could score goals. That was his 4th goal of his career. Shot off of the board, off of the post. Exceptional shot by Topete, nearly hitting, but just hitting the right post. Very, very close. Pardo advancing the ball past the yellow line. Frank Tayu there to give him a little pressure. Topete there to break things up. Rojo, marked by the King. Dumps it down low to Tavoy. That seems to be a play the Sockers are making consistently. Find Tavoy. Ball gets intercepted by Willie Spur. Willie Spur coming Ontario from the Tacoma Stars. Pass it off the board. Uzi Tayu there. Tries to find his brother, but that ball gets intercepted by Felipe. And Spur there to pick things up. Willie Spur coming in the season thus far with 7 points, 1 goal, 6 assists. Frank should have bought him a beer after the game because it was Willie Spur's assist that led to Frank getting that 400-point mark.
I'm sure there will be some favors passed betwixt the two.
Great pass by Gonçalves to Stinson, just misses. Counter for the Sockers. It's Andy Reyes. Finds Gutierrez. Picked up by good poke away by Chris Toth, and it's Frank. Too many defenders on him. Cardenas there to break up that counter. Andy Reyes passing the ball out to Escoto. Brandon himself having a very fine season. 14 points, 5 goals, 9 assists. Pardo. And there's Berto, Mark and Reyes. 2 players who were on the same team last season. Pacheco with a shot. Boom! Golazo! What a fantastic goal by Pacheco, his 5th on the season. Let's take a look at how that goal materialized, Doctor.
Well, as we can see here, it's a battle against the boards. The ball comes out, and boom, what a shot. Nothing Pardo can do about it as Jesus Pacheco finds the back of the net. And folks, you're going to be sure to catch that one on MASL Primetime. And if you don't know, MASL Primetime is the home for the best highlights, interviews, and action from the MASL each week. Catch the latest episode each Wednesday on MASL TV with none other than Alex Bostjuvansky. And now, folks, we are going to take that media timeout, and we will be right back after these messages powered by Ford.
Available interior work surface to work it out up front, plus the capability of available Pro Power on board to work it out in back. Tough this smart can only be called F-150. Introducing the all-new 2021 Ford F-150.
Society Society has an obligation to help others when others are struggling. Families can become distressed because they lose their father. Now a mother's forced to raise their 3 children. How does she get a job? How does she create the means to take care of her kids?
For nearly 30 years, National Core and Hope Through Housing have changed the lives of hundreds of thousands of individuals, providing housing, offering hope, transforming communities. National Core and Hope Through Housing, building the future of community.
We can talk about vaccine hesitancy.
There is a subcategory that is afraid about the speed at which the vaccine was developed. The pioneers are just amazing, incredible individuals. I mean, we're standing on the work that they did.
It really wasn't rushed through. It's extremely difficult to predict who's going to.
And we're back, folks. 2 minutes and 4 seconds left to go in the first quarter. The Fury are up 2-0 on the San Diego Sockers. And we have a whistle, a foul on
and
the
a
turf.
Smurf sighting, Philly. That's got to be boarding, given where that foul was and the contact made right against the boards there. It's going to be a trip to the sin bin for San Diego and the first power play opportunity for the Ontario Fury.
They have an opportunity to capitalize, although they haven't been the greatest at converting those power plays, Doctor. Only 36% on the season thus far.
Yeah, Mitchell Cardenas is going to be the one heading to the sin bin here to serve that 2-minute minor penalty.
And the penalty kill just keeps getting better for the San Diego Sockers. They're at 78% thus far. The Fury have a power play of 36%. We shall see what happens here in the next 2 minutes.
San Diego killing well above league average, and the Ontario Fury converting well below league average. If those numbers are going to regress to the mean, we're going to have to see a goal right here, Philly.
And it's Topete finding Gonçalves. Gonçalves back out to Topete.
Frank
Thiago
wide open.
To Stinson. Back out to Topete. Stinson. Good defense thus far by the Sockers. Topete to Frank. Frank out to Gonçalves. Quick touch pass to Topete. He finds Stinson. Pacheco there in the corner. Kicks it back out. Topete to Pacheco. Gonçalves. Fury looking desperately for a shot. Stinson to Pacheco. And that ball comes off the boards. Gutierrez there to clear things up. Minute 16 seconds left to go in the power play. Topete crossing the midfield. Diamond shape for that San Diego Sockers penalty kill. Gonçalves to Frank. Tayo to Stinson. Back out to Gonçalves. To Topete. He has a shot. Boom! Golazo! The Fury doing a great job converting on that power play. What a shot by Topete. He was knocking on the door earlier. We take a look at it right by the yellow line. Blasts one past Pardo. 3-0 for the Ontario Fury.
Juan Topete says, scratch who? I'm scratching the back of the net, baby.
Breaking through that polyurethane. Fury up 3-0. Fantastic shot by Topete.
And that, once again, combination of Thiago and Topete proven itself lethal once again, Philly. The two of them, when they are on the pitch together, something we did not see in this last match versus San Diego, it is a different ballgame.
No, they were exceptional during the game against Utica City. Topete, that's his 4th goal of the season. When those two connect, the Fury score in numbers.
It is certainly a different story from what we saw last time these two teams met up here at Toyota Arena. The Fury out to a 3-0 first quarter lead.
Tavoy Morgan to Cardenas. Intercepted by De Leon. Picked up back by the Sockers. Cardenas clears it back to Pardo. Pardo trying to find Tavoy. Again, we said it earlier, it seems to be the strategy. Find Tavoy and let him go one-on-one. But Uzi Tayu's been doing a really good job isolating and containing Tavoy Morgan. There's a shot. Saved by Chris Toth. Heck of a shot by Juan Gonzalez.
Optimistic effort from that far, but Toth looked like he was late to react, but certainly had plenty of time to find himself on it.
We're under 5 seconds. Can the Fury get a shot out before the quarter ends? Nope, that won't be the case. The first quarter ends here at Toyota Arena with a score line. Ontario Fury 3, the San Diego Sockers 0.
Well, folks, we will be right back for more hot MASL TV action for the start of the second quarter right after this.
What's going on, Fury faithful? Welcome to Striking Fury, the official podcast for the Ontario Fury. I am one half of the husband and wife faction that is here to bring to you the Ontario Fury action. The self-proclaimed beast from the East, I am Christian Philly Filament.
And always fine with a glass of wine, I am the better half of this dynamic duo. I am Amanda the Panda Filament.
Wine and the better half. You've really outdone yourself today, Panda.
That's right, and we are your Ontario Fury podcast.
Everybody stand, everybody wave your hands. We the seventh band, Ontario fans. Say it loudly, say it proudly. Ontario, what? Ontario.
We can talk about vaccine hesitancy.
There is a subcategory that is afraid about the speed at which the vaccine was developed. The pioneers are just amazing, incredible individuals. I mean, we're standing on the work that they did.
It really wasn't rushed through. It's extremely difficult to predict who's going to die from COVID and who's not going to die from it.
Society has an obligation to help others when others are struggling. Families can become distressed because they lose their father. Now a mother's forced to raise their 3 children. How does she get a job? How does she create the means to take care of her kids?
For nearly 30 years, National Core and Hope Through Housing have changed the lives of hundreds of thousands of individuals, providing housing, offering hope, transforming communities. National Core and Hope Through Housing, building the future of community.
Welcome back to Toyota Arena, here where the Fury have taken a 3-0 lead on the San Diego Sockers. Philly, it is Military Appreciation Night, and we got to see 2 veterans take the pitch midfield tonight as First Lieutenant Johnson and military and combat veteran, none other than Amanda the Panda, your lovely wife herself, got to address the fans. A beautiful thing to see. We would like to give a shout out to all of our armed forces protecting America across the world tonight on Military Appreciation Night.
You know, I want to give a shout out to my father-in-law real quick. He sent us a photo of Amanda's shooting range statistics from back during her military days. And I got to tell you, Panda is an accurate shot. If there's anything I learned, it's not to piss off Panda.
My goodness, when she's not looking down an insurgent through the barrel of an M16, she's looking down a microphone at First Lieutenant Johnson, joining us as our military fan of the game.
And looks like we have looks like there's going to be a restart. Referee's calling for the ball back to midfield. Not quite sure what happened there.
Hey, you got to wait for the whistle, Philly, now. No going early.
Well, the Fury were feeling froggy, so they jumped. No big deal. Uzi passes the ball out to De Leon.
You know, in that first quarter, Philly, San Diego had the lion's share of shots, leading 5-4, but it's the Fury who find themselves up 3-0.
It's quality over quantity. At the end of the day, it just matters the scoring line. Oh, and there's a header. Uzi Tayu, what a header. Past bars Pardo. What a goal by Uzi. That was really quick, almost caught us off guard. Let's take a look at that replay. Highlight this one for us, Doctor.
Well, we see Gonçalves throwing the ball down deep. It ricochets off the board, takes a positive bounce, finds itself right at the head of none other than Uzi Tayu. And hello, MASL Primetime, we've got a highlight for you. As that header finds the back of the net past Boris Pardo, it's Fury 4, San Diego 0.
That highlight needs to find itself on ESPN Sports Center. Wow, Tayu to Tayu. And look, the difference maker again, Thiago Gonçalves. The Fury need him on the turf to do what he does, and that's pass the ball out from the back line. If we're comparing this to basketball, Thiago Gonçalves is the point guard for the Ontario Fury. Early on in this fourth quarter, the Fury are up 4-0. Foul down on the turf. You know, the beautiful thing about the world of indoor soccer, Doctor, is it's a fraternal world in the sense that, you know, there's so many of us that know each other. And I just want to give a couple of shout-outs to some super fans. I'm looking down in the stands. I see LaSharon sporting her red hair. I see the biggest soccer's fan out there, Cowboy. And I also wanted to give a couple of shout-outs to a couple of people at home that couldn't make it to the game. Gabriel, I know you're listening to this. Appreciate you. Hope you get well. And, of course, my friend Carlos, hope you get well as well. Hope to see you in Toyota Arena soon enough for some more action between our two respective teams.
Yeah, for everyone currently suffering under the weather right now, shivering under blankets, I've been there. I know how you feel. Get your shots, get yourself healthy, because my goodness, we'd love to see you back out here at the arena.
Yeah, Doctor, you were a patient for a little while. Happy to see you back. And we see into the game, we haven't seen much of him in the first quarter, is Charlie Gonzalez.
Yeah, Chargo picked up a hamstring injury in the last game, Fury versus Sockers. Great to see him back out there.
Pacheco trying to find Nestor. Was Charlie there to break things up?
Pacheco just behind the feet of the advancing Superman. Almost had ourselves a Superman sighting there, Philly.
And that ball comes off of Cisse. Restart for the Sockers and a line change.
Both teams taking advantage of the whistle for a quick refresh of players out there on the pitch.
Sockers on the restart. Pee-wee, marked by Spur. Dumps it down off of the boards to Childs. Childs marked by the Defender of the Year. Last season's Defender of the Year, Robert Palmer. There's a shot off of the boards. Great attempt by Rojo. There's Pino trying to utilize the boards, and it's De Leon there to clean things up. Passes it off of the boards to Topete. Topete marked by Leo. Leo picks his pocket. Off of the boards to Pee-wee. No, and the Sockers wanted a call there. Nothing there. Game resumes.
Alberto emphatically saying he was on the right side of that.
And there's Tayu marked by Pino. Trying to find Spur. Cleaned up by San Diego. Rojo. Down low to Pee-wee. Marked by Uzi. Dumps it to Childs. Taken away by Frank. He had his pocket picked by Pee-wee. Ortega with a shot. Saved by Chris Toth.
Optimistic once again from San Diego. If the Fury are going to limit them to shots behind the yellow line, that's playing right into Jimmy Nordberg's game plan tonight, Philly.
And Chris Toth making a couple of really good saves for the Ontario Fury. Of course, Chris Toth, the son of the legendary Zoltan Toth. And the genetics in that family tree are insane. 3 generations of goalkeepers. 3 generations of stars in between the pipes.
Love seeing Zoltan get out here and catch a few games as well, too. We got surprised the other day, Philly. We opened an elevator door, and boom, there was the legend himself.
Yeah, he caught us off guard. It was kind of a funny interaction. Very nice gentleman. Foul on the field, on the turf, rather, and that's going to go against the Fury.
Yeah, Leo just getting pulled down there. A little bit handsy by the Fury. They've got to keep themselves on the right side of the foul calls here, but they've been doing a decent job so far. Certainly up 4-0. It's been all Fury so far.
That's an understatement. 4-0 thus far is a decent job. God bless you. Cardenas. And there's a foul on the turf by Travis Pittman. Travis Pittman fouling Felipe Gonzalez.
Yeah, just reaching in for the ball with his feet there, got on the wrong side and ended up throwing his man to the ground.
Travis Pittman a couple of seasons ago had a great year for the San Diego Sockers. Hasn't played much over these past 2 seasons, getting himself an opportunity to resurrect himself here in Ontario. There's a shot into the netting by Craig Childs. That had a lot of hustle behind the muscle. Goalkeeper distribution for the Fury. If you're just tuning in right now, folks, it's 11 minutes and 50 seconds to go here in the second quarter. The Ontario Fury find themselves up 4-0 on the San Diego Sockers. Chris Toth dumping it down low, trying to finds Frank. Frank off of the boards. Pittman. Oh! Just missed, didn't get enough foot on that leather.
Oh, swing and a miss there by Travis. He had a wide open look at goal if he could just find the ball at his feet.
We know there's chemistry there. They played together at West Virginia. We want to see that chemistry in Ontario. Rojo with some space. Gutierrez, and it's a goal by the Sockers.
Defensive breakdown there by the Fury, and San Diego able to capitalize. Too easy as we see this ball come down the boards. It's so easy here for Rojo to find mid-pitch, and just a miss of the defensive marking there and an absolute tap-in. Too easy for San Diego to find themselves on the score sheet. It is now 4-1 with the Fury leading 11:16 left to play in the half.
As they call him, Golden Gutierrez, his 8th goal of the season. Golden Gutierrez, we know him very well from last season's playoffs. 4-1, the Sockers cut the lead for the Fury, by the Fury. 4-1. Foul.
Looks like we're going to see a drop ball against the boards here as Nestor just got pinned against the wall.
And that was a textbook counter by San Diego. Really good goal. 4-1, 11 minutes and 5 seconds left to go in the second quarter.
Right out of San Diego's playbook. They love to play counter-attacking soccer.
On the restart, Cerda to Pardo. Pardo trying to find Gutierrez. Headed away by Berto. Topete. Back to Toth. We know Toth has good footwork. He finds Berto. Back pass to Pacheco. Pacheco crossing the midfield. Finding Berto. Topete. Good pressure by the Sockers. Berto trying to find Nestor Hernandez, but that ball comes out of play. Restart for San Diego. And it's Pino to Pardo. Pardo crossing that yellow line. Looking for Tavoy. Off of the boards. Tavoy versus Uzi. And Tavoy goes down. No whistle. It's the Fury picking the ball off. And there's Nestor Hernandez with some space. He takes a shot. Blocked by Pardo. And that ball gets cleared by Gonzalez. And there's Tavoy once again, finding Cerda. Back to Tavoy. And there's Uzi Tayu breaking that play up. Tavoy not happy with the call, wanting that foul. And it's Stinson 1v1 against Cardenas. He takes a shot. Boom! Golazo! Golazo, Justin Stinson! You can't leave that kid 1v1 against anybody in this league because he's going to break anybody's ankles. Justin Stinson with a fantastic goal. Doctor,
let's take a look at the replay here. We see Tavoy hitting the deck, screaming for a foul, but the ball comes out to the sideline. Stinson all by himself. Cardenas, Pardo, nothing they can do about that one as he finds that bottom right corner. And Justin Stinson gets his 12th goal, 15th point of the season. And the Fury once again back up on top. 1 goal and 1 point shy of Frank Tayu. Look, at this point, Frank is obviously a threat, but it's Stinson you got to be careful of. Again, one of the best 1v1 players in this league, the St. Charles, Missouri native. Outstanding season thus far. Berto there to clear the ball, but Cardenas heads it back out to Gonzalez. Charlie Gonzalez, that is. And it's Jeff Hughes on a rundown with Cardenas, but he passes the ball out to Pardo. Gonzalez kicks it right back to Cardenas. Pressure by Jeff Hughes. Jeff Hughes himself a former San Diego Soccer. Off of the boards, De Leon to Cisse. Cisse off the boards. Oh. And it looks like we have a whistle on the turf. It looks like that foul's going to be on Pittman. Folks, we've had a lot of action in this game so far, and if you want to stay abreast of it, make sure to tune in to MASLsoccer.com, your home for everything Major Arena Soccer League. All the latest news, standings, and in-depth features. Bookmark the page now so you don't miss a note.
Berto bangs it off his teammate, Frank. And there's going to be a restart. Looks like the ball's going to come back to San Diego. That ball caught Frank off guard. Certainly came at him like a bullet. Rojo, marked by Pacheco. Rojo, good move getting by Pacheco. Passes it out, headed out by Berto. And there's Pino to Charlie. Charlie, good defense by Berto. No foul. Off of the boards by Pino. Aguirre, marked by Tavoy. Good movement off of the boards by the former Soccer. And you can hear the Soccer's bench from way up here.
We do finally get a whistle. There was some extracurriculars after the play there, and it looks like the official is going to have a word with each team to try and calm this game down a little bit. But when you've got two Western Conference title champion hopefuls going back and forth here, you know the game's going to get a little chippy. We do see San Diego throwing the ball away there. We could get a delay of game warning. And yes, we do. It's a delay of game warning against the Sockers for throwing the ball away.
We know it could get quite heated on the turf, but folks, these boys know each other very well off of the turf as well. And on the restart, it's Topete. Crossing the midfield is Spur. Spur to Stinson. Stinson back to Uzi. 8 minutes and 20 seconds to go. Fury up 5-1 on San Diego. Spur, good defense by Pee-wee. Pee-wee picks his pocket. There's a counter for the San Diego. Thiago Gonçalves. Chris Toth there to clean up. There's a shot. Just left by Pee-wee Ortega. And there's Nestor Hernandez.
Huge defensive stop. Huge defensive stop from the Fury. San Diego had a 3-on-1 and looked like they were goal bound as Stinson goes down and we get a whistle. Well, the action is heating up and the fouls are coming in quick right now, Philly. Both of these teams are going to have to calm down if we're going to see a clean game.
Stinson from the Show Me State. He wanted to have himself shown a blue. Not him personally, but nothing there. Off of the boards. Stinson back on it. He goes down once again. Off of the boards. That's Leo, marked by Uzi. Tayu on Tayu. Tayu with Tayu on, on Leo. Cardenas to Leo. Off of the boards. 7 minutes and 26 seconds left to go here. Off of the boards. Frank has it. He's got 3 defenders on him.
Stinson went down hard, and we've got a blue card.
Another Smurf sighting, and it's going to be on San Diego.
Yeah, San Diego just boarded Stinson there. Looks like the referee's allowed to play on, but once it went nowhere, they whistled and brought it back for the infraction. And San Diego once again taking a trip to the sin bin, and the Fury have a chance to convert on a second power play here, Philly.
They converted the first time. Let's see if they can convert it the second time. A fair amount of fouls coming in on this game. Things are getting slightly heated between these two teams. But of course, what do you expect within this I-15 collision? You're going to expect this to happen.
And with that, we have ourselves a media timeout. We're going to go ahead and take a break. We'll be right back after these messages, powered by Ford.
Available interior work surface to work it out up front, plus the capability of available Pro Power on board to work it out in back. Tough this smart can only be called F-150. Introducing the all-new 2021 Ford F-150.
our timeout provided by National Corps, National Community Renaissance, and the Hope Through Housing Foundation provide high-quality, affordable apartment homes and supportive services that inspire hope, present opportunity, generate prosperity, and empower individuals of all ages. Join us in transforming lives and communities at hopethroughhousing.org.
Back now to the action on the turf. We see the Felipe Gonzalez in the sin bin for the Sockers. Sockers look to form in that diamond defensive formation. Gonsalves to Pacheco. Pacheco to Topete.
The words of Let's Go Fury resounding from a new supporters section here at Toyota Arena.
You gotta love that. Hearing the sound of any kind of drum in any kind of soccer stadium is great. Certainly pumping us up here in the broadcast booth. And we give shout-outs to our friends down in San Diego, Craig Elston and Jerry Jimenez. Of course, there's Nick Vassos and Eric Bergard. But I want to give a shout-out to our friend in Utica City, Ray Biggs. Ray Biggs just tweeted out on the call-up, Tayu and Tayu. Sounds like a law firm. Hopefully they aren't injury attorneys. Ray, you do a fantastic job in Utica. It was a pleasure listening to your call. Gonsalves, trying to thread that needle. Tayu off of the boards to Stinson. The two leading scorers on this team connecting. Stinson out to Gonsalves. Gonsalves out to Topete. You know those two are deadly when they're together. Good defense by Gutierrez, cleaning that up for San Diego. We're under a minute to go within this power play. 48 seconds to be exact at this point. Fury need to get a shot off. There's Frank off of the boards. And that goes high into the net. Off of Cardenas. Fury ball on the restart.
Fury going to have themselves a corner. Folks, we'd like to remind you that the action today is brought to you by Ars Larson LLP. Unrivaled experience, unrelenting advocacy, and unparalleled results.
And it's Gonsalves to Frank. And there's a block. Ball comes back off. Frank across the midfield. Backheel pass to Topete. Gonsalves. Good pressure by Cerda. Gonsalves crossing the yellow line to Stinson. Stinson with a little bit of space with Cardenas. There's a shot. Great block by Gutierrez. That ball comes out of play. 17 seconds left to go here in the power play. The Sockers' penalty kill has been stellar this season, but they didn't kill the last penalty in this game. Topete off of his own teammate. And there's Cerda. We're under 10 seconds to go. Foul on the turf. Looks like it's going to come on the Fury.
Folks, there's been a lot of action in this game so far, and when it comes to IE Sports, the conversation starts and stops with Fox Sports AM 1350. Home of Coach B and Eternal, heard every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. on IE Sportsnet. Please turn into Fox Sports 1350 for all of your indoor soccer recap action.
And that's Cardenas off of the ball to Tavoy. Tavoy back out to Cerda. Cardenas. Cerda, good job off of the boards, but that ball... Oh, and there's Gonzalez coming in. Penalty killed by the Sockers. He came in at just the right time to take that ball away from Pacheco. Back to even numbers. Cerda to Charlie. Charlie, one-time former member of the Ontario Fury, the all-time leading scorer on this team. I mean, in the franchise history, I should say. Cardenas. Pacheco playing defense on Escoto. Escoto trying to find Rojo. Rojo coming down. He takes a shot off of the boards. Tavoy tried to make another attempt, but Chris Toth was there to pick things up.
Charlie, questionable for tonight's match, but certainly looks like those hamstring issues are behind him. He's moving pretty good tonight, Philly. That's great for the San Diego fans.
Tavoy takes the ball away from Izzy. He takes a shot wide into the net. A lot of hustle behind that muscle. Nearly threaded right through the netting. Charlie thus far, 4 goals, 4 assists on the season, 8 points. He hasn't played in the past couple of games for the Sockers. We know what Charlie can do. We've seen what he can do on the Fury. We've certainly seen what he can do with the Sockers. And that's Travis Pittman off of the boards. Rojo to Pino. That ball comes out of play. Restart back to Ontario. Pittman to Berto. Berto to Aguirre. Aguirre back out to Berto. He finds Frank down low, marked by Pino. Frank trying to go right on Pino. Pino playing defense on him. Frank tried to make a shot, but there's a block by Pino, and there's Aguirre. Ball gets taken away by San Diego. San Diego on the counter. It's Leo crossing that yellow line with a shot. Kick saved by Chris Toth. 3 minutes and 33 seconds left to go here in the second quarter. If you're just tuning in now, folks, 5-1, Ontario.
Once again, the Sockers taking their shots from deep, allowing Toth lots of time and sight line to see him coming in.
And that's Childs to Cerda. Back out to Cardenas. Leo trying to get by Jeff Hughes. He takes a shot right into the hands of Chris Toth. Chris Toth getting tested thus far in the second quarter.
But once again, the shot is from behind the yellow line and with a clear sight line for Toth to be able to get in front of that one.
Cerda marked by Spur to Pardo. And there's Berto with the interception, but that's going to come off of the boards to Cardenas. Pardo off of the boards to Escoto. Nestor Hernandez hustling down to Mark Escoto. Intercepted by Gonçalves. Gonçalves looking to get by the defenders. And there's a push. Looks like the foul's going to be on Craig Childs. Gonçalves with the restart right at midfield to Willie Spur. 2 minutes and 37 seconds left to go here in the half. That is Stinson with Cerda. Stinson. It's like that ball is glued to his feet. It's insane. Off of the boards to Gonçalves. Gonçalves to Spur. Back to Stinson. Stinson to Gonçalves. Kicking it back out to Tayu. Tayu to Tayu. There's that law firm reference again.
You know, it was once said of legendary Spanish midfielder Santi Cazorla that you couldn't get the ball out from under his feet in a phone booth. And when you look at Justin Stinson, it's hard not to see parallels to the legendary Arsenal player.
Oh, Chris Toth with some fancy footwork, finding Frank. Back out to Toth. Toth trying to find Uzi, but Gutierrez there to clean things up. Stinson to Gonçalves. 1 to 2 minutes to go. Of course, we couldn't go a broadcast without you making an Arsenal reference, Doctor. Spur. With Escoto on him. Back out to Gonçalves. Uzi. Good pressure by Gutierrez off of the boards. And there's Stinson again. Wow. Again, it's amazing watching this young man's footwork.
He is just built for the indoor game. When you look at him in tight spaces, 1-on-1, 2-on-1, it does not matter. He has got that ball glued to the bottom of that boot.
Doctor, you ever hear of the Academy of Football?
Yes, sir.
West Ham. That's where he played some of his youth career at. No wonder he's got these talents and these accolades.
Well, speaking of London clubs, the Hammers certainly doing well this year.
That they are. Under a minute to go here in the second quarter. Pardo to Cardenas. Can the Sockers get some momentum going into the locker room? A goal for them would surely be a positive. Tavoy with Uzi in his sights. Uzi there to clean things up. Pacheco. Pino there to head things up. Oh, there's Tavoy. And there's a shot. Goal! There's a goal by San Diego. And it is Charlie Gonzalez. Charlie Gonzalez loves scoring against his former team. And that is the goal that the Sockers needed to get themselves back into the game. 33.3 seconds left to go. Let's take a look at that one again.
Well, we see Tavoy Morgan getting himself the lion's share of possession, being able to muscle Gonçalves off the ball. Uzi comes in and ends up playing Toth off the ball. Charlie Gonzalez left with a wide open tap in. Chargo finds the back of the net for his 8th goal of the season. He's now got 9 points as he returns from injury.
And he came in at just the right time. Good goal by the former Fury player. Under 30 seconds left to go. Cisse to Berto.
That's a huge goal for San Diego. The difference between a 3-point and a 4-point lead going into the half is massive in the MASL.
And we know that the Sockers can come back from a 3-goal deficit against the Ontario Fury.
Chris Toth having to retreat off that ball after having already touched it one time with this new goalkeeper rule. He cannot touch it until San Diego touches the ball.
Under five seconds to go. That ball goes into the netting. That's a field goal that will make Adam Vinatieri jealous. 3.2 seconds left to go. Goalkeeper distribution. Chris Toth yelling at his teammates to get back.
Well, it's going to be a Hail Mary here coming off the field goal.
He lets one go, trying to find Frank. Ball bounces, and that is the end of the second quarter. Really good game thus far. San Diego Soccer's down 5-2 on the Ontario Fury, and we're going to go to halftime right now, powered by Ford.
Society has an obligation to help others when others are struggling. Families can become distressed because they lose their father. Now a mother's forced to raise their 3 children. How does she get a job? How does she create the means to take care of her kids?
For nearly 30 years, National Core and Hope Through Housing have changed the lives of hundreds of thousands of individuals, providing housing, offering hope, transforming communities. National Core and Hope Through Housing, building the future of community.
Available interior work surface to work it out up front, plus the capability of available Pro Power on board to work it out in back. Tough this smart can only be called F-150. Introducing the all-new 2021 Ford F-150.
We can talk about vaccine hesitancy.
There is a subcategory that is afraid about the speed at which the vaccine was developed. The pioneers are just amazing, incredible individuals. I mean, we're standing on the work that they did.
It really wasn't rushed through. It's extremely difficult to predict who's going to die from COVID and who's not going to die from it.
Bam!
Whoa!
Cookie jars getting shattered there.
Here's another one down. Francis trying to one-time it. Comes back out front to Prima! Got it! Oh, what a volley shot there, Danny DePrima. It hits Manzella, goes high in the air, and the volley shot just cranked by Danny DePrima. What a rip! DePrima just blasted home. No pun intended. The shot is out there, but Miller will approach, and he's got it. Goal for Baltimore. They tie it up. Melo with his 10th of the season. Time of the goal, 14:35. A restart goal in the upper right corner from the top of the arc, perfectly placed.
Stinson now far side. Stinson shot and a goal! Justin Stinson ties it at 2.
That was a really good shot, but he's coming in on a strong foot too easy there.
Short-handed goal for Ontario.
I love Stinson. He is a good player.
Alexi.
He's been around all week at the...
Yep. Oh! Yes, it counts. Boy, that's Sane.
What did we say about him? He's not afraid to shoot.
No, he's not.
Drilled it off the side and bam!
Whoa!
And talk about cookie jars getting shattered there, Nick Vassos.
See if Milwaukee can still get a shot. Moved across. Huffman. Derek's got a good look. Shot a goal! Hey, Derek!
Tremendous pass across, picking out Huffman, and he just stays cool, smashes it into the upper corner. And how much of an impact has Derek Huffman had on this game? He absolutely deserves that goal, and what a time.
What's going on, Fury faithful? Welcome to Striking Fury, the official podcast for the Ontario Fury. I am one half of the husband and wife faction that is here to bring to you the Ontario Fury action. The self-proclaimed beast from the East, I am Christian Philly Filament.
And always fine with a glass of wine, I am the better half of this dynamic duo. I am Amanda the Panda Filament.
Wine and the better half. You've really outdone yourself today, Panda.
That's right, and we are your Ontario Fury podcast.
Everybody stand, everybody wave your hands. We the 7th man, Ontario fans. Say it loudly, say it proudly, Ontario, what? Ontario. Everybody stand, everybody clap. We the 7th man, Ontario fans. Say it loudly, say it proudly, Ontario, what? Ontario. Get up and down, there and back. Entire game, who we attack. We take our time, we'll head it back. We on our heels, counter-attack. Fake that wall pass, get into the open man. We hitting angles on angles, don't let that 3-line pass. It's a short field, so we don't need them long runs. We need the 7th man to help us till it's all done. Everybody stand, everybody wave your hands. We the 7th man, Ontario fans. Say it loudly, say it proudly, Ontario, what? Ontario. Everybody stand, everybody clap. We the 7th man, Ontario fans. Say it loudly, say it proudly, Ontario, what? Ontario. We getting loud, we standing Ontario, what? Ontario.
The magical 400-point mark is finally reached and surpassed. The Comets take it downtown, and Chihuahua plays its first home game in the MASL. All this and more coming right up. This is MASL Prime Time. What's up, everyone? I'm Alex Bastiuvansky. Thank you so much for taking the time to tune in today. And, you know, all season long, we've been talking about the chase for 400. Ontario's Frank Taillou and Kansas City's Leo Gibson have been duking it out like a couple of prize fighters in their quest to become the first player to hit 400 MASL regular season points. Now, it was within reach for both players heading into week 8 of play. King Frank sat just a single point away as the Fury traveled to Baltimore to take on the Blast. Here's how they sat coming into week 8. Leo was 4 points away, Frank just 1. And with the Fury leading 3-2 in the second quarter, history is made.
Knowing when to step up in front of them as well.
Quick turn, and there it is. A shot and a goal. Frank Taillou, point number 400 in his career. Goal number...
Good move by Taillou. Taillou with a shot. Boom! Golazo!
Frank Taillou, point number 400 in his career.
Congratulations to Frank Taillou on his 400th point of this MASL career. What an outstanding accolade for him to have. And if you're a Fury fan, you really enjoyed that first half of play from them. I spoke to Jimmy Norberg at the half, and he's happy with the way they played. Obviously not very happy about giving up a late goal going into the half. So they tighten things up, and they keep the pressure going and stay aggressive. There's no reason that they can't pull out a win, but hey, if we know anything about Fury and Sockers, no lead is safe with these two teams. So buckle up, guys, because I feel like it's going to be a fun ride in this second half. So stay tuned. Back to you guys in the booth.
Thank you, Panda, for keeping us up to date. And if you want to stay up to date, get the latest news on the MASL and your favorite teams by following MASL Soccer on Facebook and Instagram and MASL Arena on Twitter. And Philly, I don't know if you're familiar with that 1990 classic with Roger Rose, TK Carter, and George Lopez, otherwise known as Ski Patrol. But throughout the rest of this second half, we're going to be on Bastiuvansky Patrol as we are looking for some MASL Primetime highlights. Folks, MASL Primetime is the home for the best highlights, interviews, and action from the MASL each week. Catch the latest episode each Wednesday on MASL TV with none other than Alex Bastiuvansky.
I don't know how you do it. These references are hilarious. I love it. Keep them coming. I know the people at home are getting a kick out of this as well. And the third quarter is underway here in Toyota Arena. The first half of this matchup was all Ontario, but you can't help to wonder, would that second goal by the Sockers, in particular a goal by a former Fury player, be what the Sockers need to get themselves back into this matchup?
Well, Philly, in our keys to the game, we talked about getting the king back on his throne. Frank, so far, certainly found his way into this game. However, not on the goals. He's got 2 fouls. So does Pittman and Uzi. They are going to have to be mindful of that if they're going to be able to share their minutes throughout the course of the second half.
The goal scorers for the Fury in the first half: De Leon, Pacheco, Topete, Uzi, and Justin. The goal scorers for San Diego: Gutierrez and Charlie Gonzalez. Frank Tayu with Cardenas. Frank trying to move around him. Good defense by San Diego. Frank picks it up on the boards. Out to De Leon. De Leon with a shot. Comes off for Berto. And there's Pardo picking it up. What a shot. Sure, that's going to leave a welt on Berto. Like a paintball gun blasting right to him.
Well, you don't become MASL Defender of the Year last year unless you can take a block or two, and Berto certainly looks no worse for the wear after taking that bomb off the dome piece, Philly.
Yeah, but that's not the block they were looking for. Because they were on the offensive. And it's Rojo with a shot. Off to the right. Off of the post. Craig Childs came really close to knocking on that door.
Oh, ding dong, right off of the framework. So close to San Diego clawing back to a 2-goal deficit. But
Ding
still.
dong, ring-a-ling-a-ling indeed. Leo to Rojo. Rojo getting by Willie Spur. Dumping it down low to Craig Childs. Childs marked by Topete. And Topete there to take it away from the captain of the Sockers, Escoto. And there's a foul on the turf. On San Diego. Looks like it's going to be on Escoto.
There's a question as to why that's not boarding with player's head connecting against the boards there, but just a regular foul, Philly.
Topete on the restart. Headed out by Pino. Childs out to Charlie. Charlie out to Escoto. Marked by Topete. Escoto passes it to Pino. Pino with Pacheco on him. Cerda. To Escoto, marked by Topete. Getting some space. Cerda looked like he was winding up, but decided against it. Charlie. To Tavoy. Turns around, shot just to the right. Tavoy again. Blocked by Pacheco. He clears it out. Sockers knocking on this door. A couple of shots came really close to converting for them.
It's been all San Diego so far in the third. They've had the lion's share of possession and opportunities as the Fury unable to find anything offensively.
And there's a shot by Escoto right to the hands of Chris Toth. Again, we were saying it, you can't help but wonder if that Charlie Gonzalez goal is going to be what the Sockers need to carry the momentum going in. We know a 3-goal lead isn't anything in this game. Tayu with Cardenas. Shot off of the boards. Aguirre, saved by Pardo. Great save by the former Seton Hall Pirate.
What a save by Pardo, my goodness.
A former goalkeeper of the year in his own right. Leo with Frank on him. That ball gets taken away. Tayu. Great defense by Cerda. And it's Gutierrez out to Pee-wee.
Huge play by Cerda. Fury had the numbers 3-on-2 versus San Diego. A big defensive stop there.
And there's Israel Cisse taking the ball away from Pee-wee Ortega. The captain, the longest reigning member of the Ontario Fury. Former LA Galaxy member too. Crazy story, 17 years old. Izzy graduates high school and his next stop isn't Prime. His next stop isn't Prime. His next stop is a locker room right next to David Beckham. Could you imagine? Cisse to Hughes, taken away by Cardenas. Sockers on the ball. Rojo. Stinson hustling to mark him. Back out to Pardo. Pardo off of the boards, dumping it down low to Leo. Leo marked by Hughes. Out to Cardenas. Rojo calling for it. Cardenas deciding against it. Now he passes it to Rojo. Stinson with some pressure. Rojo getting by him. Good pressure by the Stinger. Cardenas finding Childs. Try to chest pass it off to Escoto, but Chris Toth there to break it up. There's a shot. Goal! Rojo with a goal! And it's the San Diego Sockers with their 3rd goal of the game. And there's Rojo with another one of his own. Rojo, fantastic. Let's take a look at that once again.
Well, we see the ball just deflecting up perfectly to the feet of Rojo, who scissor kicks his way into the back of the net. And San Diego clawing their way back into this game, Philly. It's now just a 2-goal lead for the Fury. As the Flight ball gets placed out there at center pitch, we'd like to take a moment, folks, to remind you about Flight. The official match ball of the MASL is designed and produced by Flight expertly for the indoor game. Flight is the premier partner of choice. Flight, challenge everything.
And Rojo with his 3rd goal of the season. No stranger to finding the back of the net as a defender. Little bit of anxiety here at Toyota Arena as the Sockers have cut the Fury lead down to 2.
The lead was up to 4, down to 3, now down to 2. The Sockers have cut that lead in half, and the Fury are going to have to maintain some offensive possession here. They cannot keep letting San Diego bunker in on them offensively.
And you can feel the pressure. San Diego doing a good job trying to stifle the Fury. And that ball comes out. Restart for Ontario. 9 minutes and 41 seconds left to go here in the 3rd quarter. Berto finding Frank down low with only Pino on him. Frank trying to go left. Pino pushes him out. Frank restarts, passing the ball back out to Robert Palmer.
This is exactly what the Fury need. Sustained possession. Run down that clock. Find yourself some offensive opportunities. Get some fresh legs out there. Make sure that you can maintain possession.
And maintain that composure as well. They can't be stifled by the Sockers' defense, and it's been all Sockers in that regard within this 3rd quarter. Topete off of the boards to De Leon. De Leon marked by Gutierrez. Out to Gonçalves. Gonçalves trying to find Uzi, but that ball gets intercepted by Leo. Leo passes it back out to Gutierrez. Gutierrez out to Cerda. Cerda to Charlie. Back out to Cerda. Cerda finds Pino down low by himself with only Frank on him off of the boards. And he threads it by Chris Toth. A goal by Guerrero Pino. And the San Diego Sockers are now down only by 1 goal.
Philly, I'm sorry, but we got to call this a howler on Chris Toth. This ball just rolled in off the boards. Toth has got to go down and collect this ball. Tries to play it out with his feet and ends up playing it into the back of his own net. My goodness.
A play Chris Toth no doubt would want to see returned. He would have had that 9 out of 10 times normally. And now the anxiety is palpable here in Toyota Arena. The Sockers making a furious comeback down only 1 goal.
And with that, we're going to head to our first official timeout of the quarter. We'd like to remind you that all of our timeouts are presented to us by National Core, and we'll be right back after these messages.
Society has an obligation to help others when others are struggling. Families can become distressed because they lose their father. Now a mother's forced to raise their 3 children. How does she get a job? How does she create the means to take care of her kids?
For nearly 30 years, National Core and Hope Through Housing have changed the lives of hundreds of thousands of individuals, providing housing, offering hope, transforming communities. National Core and Hope Through Housing, building the future of community.
Available interior work surface to work it out up front, plus the capability of available Pro Power on board to work it out in back. Tough this smart can only be called F-150. Introducing the all-new 2021 Ford F-150.
Welcome back to Toyota Arena. Forgive me, folks, I called that as an official's timeout. That timeout was actually taken by the Fury, so the Fury charged with a timeout here as we restart action here in the 3rd quarter. 8 minutes and a half left and just a 1-goal game with the Fury on top, 5-4, Philly.
Jimmy Norberg trying to get that TO to rally his troops. Willie Spur. How he stuck with that is beyond me. Rojo. Out to Gutierrez. Gutierrez to Pee-wee. That ball just floated.
Oh, Pee-wee had nothing but turf in front of him. If he could just collect that ball, Philly.
Cardenas with some space. And that ball deflects off of Escoto to Frank.
Cardenas was wide open there. I'm surprised he went for the pass and unselfishly didn't go for the shot.
And there's a foul on the turf on Cardenas, pushing down Emmanuel Aguirre. No question there. Restart. Berto. Out to Aguirre. Aguirre to Nestor Hernandez. Guerrero Pino scoring his first goal of the season, known more for his defensive prowess. Guerrero Pino making himself a fine goal this season.
Nestor Hernandez still looking for his first goal of the season. We have been an entire season without a Superman sighting so far.
He knows he's in a slump. The Fury need him to get out of it. Great pass by Tavoy to Serda. There's a shot. Saved by Chris Toth. Oh, and Tavoy tried to make an attempt, but Toth was there to pocket that ball. Very, very close to that ball being the equalizer for San Diego. Tayu to Tayu. I'm going to think of it as a law firm from here on out. Thanks, Ray. Gonçalves to Uzi. 6 minutes and 55 seconds left to go here in this third quarter. It has been all San Diego here in Toyota Arena. Stinson out to Gonçalves. Marked by Leo. Toth out from beyond his space. Off of the boards. Doesn't connect with anybody other than Guerrero Pino. Gutierrez. Foul on the Fury.
That's Big Frank picking up his third foul of the game there, and each player seeming to get a little chippy. Might be time for everyone to just take a chill, and our time to remind you folks that Chill Brands is the official CBD brand of the MASL, helping our athletes reach their maximum potential by promoting proper and expedited recovery. Welcome to the club, Chill.
Speaking of chill, we're looking down on the Fury bench. Jimmy Norberg with his jacket off, screaming and yelling and sweating. Jimmy not happy with his team today. Chris Toth dumps it off to Stinson. Stinson, the nice pass off to Jeff Hughes. Taken away by Pino. Gonzalez to Leo. Leo getting by De Leon. Pass out to Childs. Childs to Rojo. Leo. Marked by De Leon. Back out to Cardenas.
Just feels like Ontario's playing a man down right now. They've got to collect some composure here. San Diego doing a fantastic job with the lion's share of possession and momentum right now in this third quarter.
And you'd have to wonder what head coach Phil Salvaggio said to rally his troops, because they've been fantastic in this third quarter. De Leon tries to thread through three defenders. Ball gets taken away. Foul on the turf. What are we looking at, Doctor?
Looks like Uzi got himself in the way of Leo as Leo was looking to advance forward.
5 minutes and 30 seconds left to go here in the third quarter. Charlie Gonzalez, marked by Pacheco.
That'd be Uzi's third foul of the game, Philly.
Between the two Tayu brothers, what are we looking at?
It looks like they're at 3 fouls apiece, my friend.
Off of the boards. Rojo tried to thread it through to Charlie, but Chris Toth was there. Out to Topete. Approaching 5 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Pacheco. To Topete. Fury have not had many clean and clear shots on Pardo this quarter.
No, it has been one-way traffic so far.
Berto to Aguirre. Aguirre chest traps it, collects the ball. He's marked. Out to Topete. Topete trying to find Hernandez. Cardenas there. Charlie. Intercepted by Berto. Berto to Pacheco. Pacheco resetting for the Fury.
Smart move there by Pacheco. Run down that clock, get yourself a change, use possession to get some fresh legs on the field as we see the King return into the pitch.
Travis Pittman to Berto. Gonçalves. Back out to Palmer. Pittman. To Aguirre. Fury trying across the midfield. And there's Berto, marked by Gutierrez. Pittman. Good movement by Travis. Travis to Tayu. Frank with a shot just off of the post.
Oh, the crossbar denying the King his chance to get on the goal side tonight.
And there's San Diego on the counter. Rojo has some space off of the boards. Comes off. Gutierrez there. Out. Ortega. To Pino. 3 minutes and 37 seconds left to go here in the third quarter. If you're just tuning in right now, San Diego's clawed back from a 5-1 deficit to make this score a game 5-4. Foul on the turf. Ball's going to come back to San Diego. If you're a Fury fan right now, Doctor, you got to be sweating in your britches.
My goodness, it's getting a little too close for comfort, Philly.
Leo to Tavoy. Tavoy trying to get by Uzi. Uzi doing a great job all day long marking Tavoy. And there's a foul. The ball's going to come back to Ontario. 3 minutes and 18 seconds left to go here in this third quarter.
Oh, it looks like Gonsalves is holding his wrist after going down hard off of that foul by Tavoy Morgan, Philly.
Fury need Gonsalves in. When he was out with a hamstring before. Berto. Finding Willie Spur. Spur back out to Palmer. I met his high school coach in Kansas City this past weekend. Had nothing but good things to say about Robert Palmer. Good defense by Pee Wee Ortega on Willie Spur. Ball gets intercepted by Gutierrez. Back up to Spur. Berto. Stinson trying to keep some calmness in his team. Cisse. Out to Uzi. Uzi off of the boards to Willie. Spur making his move. Crossing the yellow line. Nothing there. Resets the play back out to Izzy. Israel Cisse to Frank Tayu. Tayu marked by Pino. And there's a whistle. Ball comes back to San Diego.
It's going to be the fourth foul on Frank with 2 minutes and 18 seconds left in the third.
And Frank couldn't believe it. He no doubt thought that foul was on Pino, but clearly the refs thought otherwise. And we got our media timeout here with 2 minutes and 18 seconds left to go here in the third quarter. It is the Ontario Fury 5, the San Diego Sockers 4, and we will be right back in just a couple of moments.
Available interior work surface to work it out up front. Plus the capability of available Pro Power on board to work it out in back. Tough this smart can only be called F-150. Introducing the all-new 2021 Ford F-150.
And we are back at Toyota Arena as Jump Around echoes through Toyota Arena. I could have swore we were up in Wisconsin, and shouts to our friend Adam tuning in from up in Cheesehead country. As we are back, the Fury hold a 5-4 lead versus San Diego as these two West Coast powerhouses are going head-to-head in what is surely a playoff preview, Philly.
The crowd is certainly getting into it, and we see Stryker trying to get the Fury faithful up on their toes. Anytime I see Stryker up on the boards, it gives me anxiety, hoping that this mountain lion of ours doesn't trip and fall on the turf. Stryker, great mascot. He does a great job. I can't help but smile anytime I see him do his thing. And there's De Leon on the counter. De Leon with a pass. Hernandez, boom, golazo, Superman sighting. We got a Superman sighting here in Toyota Arena. Wearing the black, Nestor Hernandez finally gets himself in the scoring column. 6-4 Ontario. Let's go!
And we called it earlier. It's the broadcaster's blessing as the Superman finds the back of the net. We see a beautiful feeding pass here from none other than George De Leon. finds Superman at the back post waiting for a wide open tap in. It's Fury 6, San Diego 4 with just a buck and change left here in the third quarter, Philly.
Nestor chomping at the bit for that one. That is the goal that he needed to get himself into the season. Only 2 assists. Very uncharacteristic of Superman. But we finally got to see that sighting. Luckily, we didn't put a wager down on it because I wouldn't know what color to choose. But we saw the black. Nestor Hernandez getting himself on the scoring sheet. Fury up 6-4.
You know, and with all due respect to the Superman himself, Nestor's had to play a very different role this season with the absence of Mike Ande Abreu. He's having to play much more of the facilitator and much less of the goal scorer. Great to see Superman find the back of the net.
The same way the Sockers missed Pollo, the Fury clearly missed Mike Cohn. Mike Cohn, we know you're listening to this. We're going to shout you out and tell you how much we love you every single broadcast until we finally see you down on the turf.
Enjoying an extended honeymoon down in Brazil. We hope all that paperwork goes through and you find yourself back to Ontario soon, amigo.
We can't wait to see you, Mike Cohn. Nothing but love. 1 minute and 19 seconds left to go here in the third quarter. Rojo. Out to Gonzalez. Charlie, that is. Got 3 Gonzalez's on there. We're just going to refer to them by the first name for the rest of the match.
It's the Gonzo squad in San Diego.
No doubt. Rojo, marked by Aguirre. Under a minute to go left here in the third quarter. Shot off for the boards. Picked up. Escoto trying to find himself some space. Backheels it off to Pino. Intercepted by Cisse. Great defense by Pino. Pino, a thorn in the side of Frank Tayu. Even though he was nowhere near him, it stopped Frank from a goal. And there's a shot blocked by Spur. Frank has himself a little bit of space. San Diego getting back. 35 seconds left to go here in the third quarter. Frank over the boards, gets by Rojo. Tries to sneak it in. Pardo there to kick things off. Childs to Cardenas. Childs coming out of the match.
Final 20 seconds of the quarter.
6-4 Ontario. Rojo dumps it down low to Charlie. Tried to dump it down low to Charlie, but Chris Toth there to pick it up. Under 10 seconds left to go here in the third quarter. Chris just lets one rip to let time expire, and it looks like that's how the end of this third quarter is going to shape up.
And as the third quarter comes to an end, folks, we'd like to send you down to Amanda, the Panda Philemon, the lovely wife of my broadcast partner, Philly, for a message about our friends at Premier COVID Testing.
Thanks, boys. Hey, the only thing we care about is getting fans in the stands, and we want to help make that as easy as possible on all of you. So whether you're vaccinated or unvaccinated, we've got a solution because we have partnered with Premier COVID Testing so that we can provide you all with free COVID tests on site. They're fast, they're easy, and they're going to allow you all to join us in the arena tonight so that we can cheer on with our Fury faithful. Rise with Fury. Back to you guys in the booth.
I might be a little biased, but if you can't listen to her, you can't listen to anybody. Great job by Amanda the Panda Philemon, a veteran, a registered nurse, and more importantly to me, my wife. We love you, Panda. Great job down there on the turf. And doctor, give me some news.
Well, we don't have a bad case of the blues tonight, Philly, as the Ontario Fury find a way to scratch themselves back to a 2-goal lead. But let's be honest, a 2-goal lead is certainly not enough to feel comfortable going into a fourth quarter, especially when you're up against the reigning Ron Newman Chubb champions, the San Diego Sockers.
I mean, a 5-goal lead doesn't make me feel confident unless it's within the last minute of the game.
Well,
these teams are going to fight, scratch, tooth, claw, brawl until the final whistle. That's how they're built, and that's why this rivalry is among the best in this league.
San Diego 7-3 on top of the Fury in shots in that third quarter. The Fury are really going to have to find their offensive feet, maintain some possession, and try and find a way to just play out of the back calmly. Once again, what has reared its ugly head in previous matches is the Fury's inability to successfully transition from defense to offense. San Diego's press proving to be quite formidable once again. If they stick to that plan, well, hold on to your seats, folks, because don't Don't go anywhere. The action is getting spicy in Toyota Arena.
I mean, San Diego's going to throw everything at Ontario, including their Calafino. So we're about to see what goes down.
Folks, as we get ready for the fourth quarter action, we want to remind you that MASLsoccer.com is your home for everything Major Arena Soccer League. All the latest news, standings, and in-depth features. Bookmark the page now so you cannot miss a single bit of the action.
I'm certainly happy you're the one doing all these readings. Gives me a second to take a sip of water.
Well, with that in mind, folks, make sure to stay on top of MASL social media. Get the latest news on the MASL and your favorite teams by following MASL Soccer on Facebook and Instagram and MASL Arena on Twitter. And folks, we want to give a shout out to our boy Alex B. and remind you that MASL Primetime is the home for the best highlights, interviews, and action from the MASL each week. Strap on your Bostjuvanskis and catch the latest episode each Wednesday on MASL TV.
So first off, a Bostjuvanski was alpine skiing. Then you made another fun reference. Every Bostjuvanski reference you're going to make an activity? Because I sure as heck hope so.
Well, we love watching ourselves some Alex B. I mean, Bostjuvanski keeps... I love that show, MASL Primetime. I can't wait to get a chance to tour that studio. What a beautiful, beautiful arena in which he gets to call these highlights from.
I can't wait till he invites us on as a guest. One of these days, right?
Well, keep your fingers crossed, Philly. I'm sure it'll happen sooner or later.
So, folks, to tune into all of your Ontario Fury news, check out Striking Fury with myself, Philly, Panda, who's our sideline reporter, and of course the Doctor. You can find our podcast on all the major podcast platforms, the Apples, the Spotifys, the Googles, the this, the that, the iHearts. We're everywhere. Check us out for not only Ontario Fury news, but some MASL news as well, with episodes coming out weekly. And Stinson with a shot, saved by Pardo. Fury coming out ferociously here in the fourth quarter. And there's a tussle on the boards.
It looks like the foul gets called on Stinson as he got thrown into the boards. Not exactly sure how that works out, but hey, San Diego ball.
Like a 50-50 foul right there, but Soccer's maintained possession.
Hey, in the words of Macbeth, what is fair is foul, and what is foul is fair, my friend.
You were a drama student after all, weren't you, Doctor?
Well, I did do my tour of theater work, but back to the action here, Philly.
Fair enough. Berto out to De Leon. De Leon crossing the midfield, finding Hernandez. Hernandez with a second win after scoring his first goal of the season. Can Superman make another sighting? De Leon. Intercepted by Cerda. And there's Gutierrez. Out to Felipe. Out to Cardenas. If you're just joining us now, folks, Fury up 6-4 on the Sockers. We are in the fourth quarter with 13 minutes and 52 seconds left to go. Tavoy Morgan marked by two Fury defenders. Cardenas. Out to Felipe Gonzalez. Rojo. Marked by De Leon. Back out to Cardenas. Leo. Trying to get by Thiago. Passes the ball out to Mitchell. Mitchell, the former Mesquite outlaw and a teammate of De Leon. Tavoy Morgan, you trying to utilize the boards, but Chris Toth there to pick it up.
Well, we see Toth employing a much different tactic, getting his whole body down to block that ball coming across the boards. He's clearly not going to make that mistake he made earlier again, Philly.
I mean, you learn by losing, and obviously experience you get through having mistakes made. Chris Toth, one of the best keepers in this league, still keeping the Fury within this game. Toth, last week's Defensive Player of the Year, dumps it down low to Frank Tai, who only has Guerrero Pino on him. Frank, Leo there to take the ball away. Some thievery by the Sockers. Tavoy Morgan with the Sockers on the counter. Out to Charlie. Charlie out to Leo.
Charlie certainly moving like that
Leo with a
hamstring's not
shot.
bothering him.
Whoa, that was a close call. Just off of the boards. Rebounded by the Sockers. Reset back out to Pino. Pino to Leo. Rojo. Out to Pino. Pino, who had himself a goal earlier on in this game. Great defensive player. Great person, by the way. Really enjoyed my time with him in Kansas City. Rojo. Trying to get by Willie Spur. And there's two Fury defenders on him. Too much argument going down. Craig Childs bodies Willie Spur.
Both players hit the deck hard there, both asking for the foul, but it goes the Fury's call this time.
Fury get the ball on the restart. Gonna get dropped to Israel Cisse. Cisse, the league veteran, with another league veteran, Craig Childs. Cisse to Spur. Spur to Toth. Toth to Aguirre. Picked up by San Diego. And there's Pee-wee. Pee-wee with some space, with a shot saved by Toth.
Oh my goodness, Toth took that one right off of his face, and we've got a San Diego goal.
And that was an unfortunate set of circumstances for the Fury because Chris Toth took one and came down. The Fury were clearly flustered on that play, but San Diego there to capitalize. Doctor, give us the news on this.
Well, it looks like we can see the ball. Oh my goodness, Toth just taking one off the face, and then the ball bumbles between two defenders and in. Looks like they were looking for a whistle and a stoppage of play, but they did not get it, Philly.
And there's some commotion down on the turf right now.
Oh my goodness, that did not look friendly.
No, Jimmy Nordberg came out. I think we might have saw a Tweety Bird get flashed. Jimmy is heated right now. Need to be careful.
Cesar Cerda is going to get awarded with the goal here, but you would think with a play to the head, we should have seen a whistle for stoppage there, but you can't. You got to play till the whistle sounds. Jimmy Nordberg's certainly not happy about it, and he is giving an earful to the refs, and so is the Fury captain right now. Jimmy is irate down there.
And we saw Clayson DeLima come off the bench thinking that he might get into this game, but it looks like Chris Toth is going to try to battle through this.
And it looks like Cisse is going to be the one taking a yellow for dissent and heading to the bench. Sorry, heading to the penalty box. Jimmy's still giving the refs an earful, and he's going to see himself a yellow.
A lot of activity going down on the turf.
Oh, and it's a red card.
Jimmy's seeing red. He does not like that. We haven't seen that in pretty much the entire time that we've been broadcasting. Jimmy Nordberg flashed a red card.
Wow, the Fury are absolutely beside themselves with anger. We talked about the team trying to stay out of foul trouble, and it's none other than Coach Jimmy Nordberg who's going to be heading to the locker room early. Clayson DeLima getting warmed up on the sidelines as by concussion protocols, something he knows all too well himself from last year's finals. We might be seeing DeLima take over here. But
no,
it looks
doesn't
like
look like it.
Yeah, Toth is up and moving around, but he certainly took one really hard off the face there.
And we haven't seen an update in terms of the score. We haven't really heard anything from the officials on the field.
We did see initially a goal called, but the officials are certainly collaborating at the bench there, and perhaps we'll see now whether the goal is awarded or not.
And the referee's calling Craig Childs in to discuss the circumstances that had just occurred. We see San Diego Soccer's trainer, Paul Savage out there talking to Chris Toth. Yeah, Chris Toth, I mean, just to see him go down that way, look, he's a tough kid. Clearly that was a hard shot. And you don't want to see situations like that where the goalkeeper goes down in such a way and the ball finding the back of the net. And we see the update here on the screen right now, 6-5. We have yet to see it on the scoreboard. Still waiting on the officials' report. And Craig Childs not too happy about this. So it's Cisse, Tayu, and Childs. Is this goal going to be awarded?
A lot of conversation going on right now. We are not clear on what the official decision is going to be. Normally, when a player takes a shot to the head like that, you would see a stoppage of play for a head injury. But given that the ball was then immediately shot back in off the rebound, as, oh my goodness, Toth going down. Oh, that is just ugly to see, Philly. You never want to see a player take a shot to the dome like that. That is just ugly stuff. And all the players are gathering midfield. It does look like the goal is going to be awarded, but we still have yet to see an official call.
You saw the reaction on Craig Childs, so you're kind of wondering what was going down. We're still waiting to hear from people down low.
Well, it looks like Mr. Toth might need to head himself to IEHP. For the past 25 years, IEHP has been helping people get the care they need when they need it most. Visit IEHP.org for more. And based on where the ball is going to be placed, it appears as though the goal was not allowed.
Clearly, that's why Craig Childs was upset. Phil Salvaggio talking to the referee right now himself. Jimmy find themselves in a pretty good predicament not having that goal go in the back of the net.
Jimmy Nordberg still on the bench for the Ontario Fury. I did not see that red card officially rescinded. Clearly, we're going to have to get an update on what's going on from down on the turf. It has officially been reduced to a yellow card for Nordberg. The red has been rescinded. The goal has been rescinded. It remains a 2-goal lead for the Fury with 11:55 in the game. Toth remains in the game. A lot of action there, Philly, and as a result, nothing happens other than a yellow card to Coach Jimmy Nordberg.
Can't say we've seen this much controversy in our young broadcasting career.
Oh, I stand corrected. It looks like Nordberg is heading to the locker room as he takes a slow walk across the field. So that red card is going to stand for Coach Jimmy as he gets a standing ovation from the fans here in Toyota Arena.
So it looks like the tactics are going to be up to Corey Murray and Shui Molina. We haven't seen Jimmy Nordberg ever get kicked out of a match, but no doubt he was livid. Either way, we find ourselves in the fourth quarter, 11 minutes and 55 seconds to go. The Fury up 6-4. The previous goal by San Diego has been disallowed.
And wow, we have two coaches in their rookie season in Corey Murray and Shui Molina who now have to take over the helm in what could be a pivotal match here in these Western Conference standings.
And there's Tavoy Morgan passing the ball out past the yellow line. Cerda, marked by Stinson. Ball comes back out to Mitchell Cardenas. The former Mesquite Outlaw passes to Cerda. Chested out by Berto. Cisse there, pressured by Morgan. Tavoy trying to get by Pittman. And there's a shot that just comes off of the post. Near attempt by the Jamaican. Battle on the boards. We see LeSharon banging down low. LeSharon, the Fury superfan. Escoto marked by Pittman and Cisse. Ball gets taken away by the Fury. Pittman clears it. Felipe Gonzalez there, heads it back out to Cardenas. Cardenas marked by Nestor Hernandez. That ball comes back out to Seton Hall, former Seton Hall Pirate, Boris Pardo. Pardo dumps it down low to Craig Childs, headed from Berto back out to Chris Toth. A lot of chaos that we've seen thus far in this matchup. Wouldn't you say, Doctor?
Absolutely, as we see Charlie Gonzalez and the Stinger getting into it down low as that ball gets kicked out into the fans. It's going to be chippy. We know these two franchises are definitely ones that do not like each other. And oh my goodness, we got a mountain lion here in the broadcast booth. Whoa, it's none other than Stryker himself coming to pump us up in the broadcast booth, Philly.
This isn't the first time this has happened. It's the second time. Stryker, we saw you down there getting the crowd pumped up. We love what you're doing. Way to rally the troops. This has been a crazy game, Mr. Mountain Lion. We love having you up here in the booth, Stryker. You are you're the lion. What can I say? And speaking of which, De Leon, he gets taken down.
Wow, that was kind of a clear goal-scoring opportunity there, Philly, and with the whistle going, there was a perfect chance for a rebound opportunity, but the whistle's going to come back out for a Fury restart. Surprised that the referees did not let that one play on, given that the Fury had such a golden opportunity to convert, but here we are with a great opportunity for the Fury to go ahead and extend that lead.
You'll have to forgive me for getting flustered. It's not every day I get attacked by a mountain lion here in this broadcast booth.
Something normally in Southern California that'll get your pulse running, that's for sure.
Clearly, one of the funny perks of being on this job, beware of mountain lion. Gonçalves to De Leon. De Leon trying to find Topete. Gutierrez intercepted by De Leon. He kicks, I thought that ball went out of play for a second. And it looks like there's a quick restart for San Diego. Charlie Gonzalez is wide open, as is Tavoy Morgan. That's not the man you want on the ball. Oh, good defense.
Oh, Tavoy just had the ball creep too far for him to be able to collect and return that shot.
And he still has some space. Tavoy Morgan with deflected off of De Leon. Oh, off of the boards. Tavoy Morgan, such a dangerous player.
Oh, my goodness, the Fury are dodging bullets down there, but it remains a 2-goal lead with 9:48 left to play. Won't go anywhere, folks.
No.
The action is board to board here in Toyota Arena.
If you're not nervous right now, something's wrong with you. It doesn't matter if you're a Fury fan. It doesn't matter if you're a Sockers fan. If you're a neutral fan, this is the game that is getting your blood boiling, baby.
I can only imagine what it feels like to be Jimmy Nordberg watching this game from the locker room right now.
Tayu out to Cisse.
The Fury having to go without the reigning coach of the year and 2 rookie coaches on the bench in Molina and Corey.
But Corey and Choi, veterans of this league and veterans of this game. Good pass out.
Oh my goodness, Willie Spur going down there, claiming a foul in the box. No whistle, he is still down, and we finally get a whistle for stoppage of play as Willie Spur looks like he is in some serious pain, Philly.
And it looks like they're calling for are they calling for a trainer?
Oh my goodness, right off. Oh, ouch. That is ugly. That is ugly looking. Oh my goodness, you do not want to see that. Willie Spur is in some serious, serious pain, and he took quite a knock off that knee there. That was ugly.
It got really loud in here for a second. A lot of the Fury faithful upset at the fact that there was no foul right here. I think more upset at the fact that Willie Spur is down on the ground. And it looks like Clayson DeLima's starting to warm up right now. Thiago Gonzalez warming him up. That is an interesting change of events.
Yeah, Chris Toth might be feeling the effects of taking that shot off of the nose. It does look like he has a nosebleed. He is wearing some kind of Band-Aid up the nostril at the moment, as it appears as though he's taken on a bit of a bleed after taking that shot earlier. Oh my goodness, the Fury already playing down a few bodies tonight with Jose Gonzalez, Abdul Mansoure, Frankie Gonzalez, Christian Alvarado, Q Froze, Brian Quintana, and Alan Perez, all not available at the start of this match as well too. They could be without their starting goalkeeper in Chris Toth, and now it certainly looks like Willie Spur is struggling to get up off the turf.
Wouldn't be a Fury Soccers matchup without any kind of drama. Frank helps Willie Spur up.
Oh, Willie Spur can't put any weight on that right
he's
leg.
Out of the game.
Oh my goodness, this is ugly to see.
Willie, God bless you, man. We wish you all the best. We don't know what the prognosis is, but whatever it is, we hope to see you back here as soon as possible.
Oh, and he certainly appears to be struggling as he heads off the pitch. He cannot put any weight on that right leg. He's got multiple people helping him off the field right now. Never, ever something you want to see.
No.
Oh, that is just an ugly replay that they're showing on the big boards here at Toyota Arena.
Yeah, clearly,
not something you folks at home want to see. That is not pretty.
No, it happens so quickly and so abruptly, and even watching the replay, ouch.
Well, folks, as things get settled here at Toyota Arena, we'd like to remind you that Frontier Communities, your hometown builder, is a proud sponsor of the Ontario Fury. They don't just build homes, they build communities for generations to live, enjoy, and love. Your dream home is our mission every step of the way. Learn more at fhcommunities.com.
And it's starting to get loud here in Toyota Arena. It's getting loud on the bench. It's getting loud in the stands. And it looks like Clayson DeLima is subbing in for Chris Toth. 9 minutes and 12 seconds left to go. Stick around, folks. Drama Llama action here tonight in Toyota Arena.
Well, we saw it last season versus San Diego, where the Fury had to make a goalkeeper substitution late in that mini-game during the finals. One of the big reasons why Chris Toth was added. We now have 2 former keepers of the year, and with Toth out, it is DeLima receiving the ball and receiving the call.
And Clayson himself played a really good game against Utica this past weekend. I mean, over the course of, he made himself 8 saves within the second quarter, had 4 saves over the matter of 48 seconds in the second quarter. Clayson played a very good game against Utica, so despite the fact that Chris Toth is out, Fury have a really good backup in last season's reigning defending goalkeeper of the year.
Restart to the Fury as Cardenas spills Frank against the board. Stinson runs over, and here we go, Philly.
Topete with a shot high into the netting. Goalkeeper distribution for the Soccers. 8 minutes and 54 seconds left to go here in the fourth quarter. Pardo lets one rip down low. Finds Tavoy. Tavoy into the netting. Ball comes back to Ontario. We hear a new addition of Fury supporters here in Toyota Arena. Haven't heard drums here, well, pretty much since you and I started doing these games.
I love to see supporters. The supporter section, the life of every stadium across the United States and throughout the world of soccer. The game is always better when the fans are into it, Philly.
Clearly, we saw this place with just one person in. Nice to see more people in Toyota Arena. Nestor Hernandez trying to get by Pino. Pino with some really good defense. Shot. Boom. Goal. La San George de Leon. Wow, what a shot by George.
George De Leon heading to the top of the boards to greet the faithful as the ball comes off the board. You see De Leon just finds it left-footed, top left corner past Pardo. Nothing he can do about it. Nestor Hernandez, beautiful play to shoot the ball off the boards and back out to mid-pitch. And there you have none other than Georgie himself, able to find the back of the net. The Fury now have themselves back to a 3-goal lead here in the fourth quarter at Toyota Arena.
The ball deflects off of Pino. De Leon with some great composure with a couple of sockers right in front of him defending, but he turned around and slotted one home. Fantastic goal. His second goal of this season. Of this game. Way to go, George De Leon. It is 7-4 Ontario here in Toyota Arena with 8 minutes and 24 seconds left to go here in the fourth quarter.
Credit the dime to the Superman as he gets himself back on the score sheet again tonight. It is now 7-4 Fury with 8:15 remaining.
De Leon now with 6 goals on the season. Leo with Nestor Hernandez. There's a shot.
Great
Cleared
defensive
off of the
work
boards
by
Berto. Leo marked by Cisse. Out to Rojo. Rojo down low to Childs. Childs marked by Berto. Oh, good save by DeLima. There's a header, another save, and there's a goal by San Diego.
None other than Juan Manuel Rojo collecting that rebound, finding the back of the net after the double save by Clayson. We see 1 save, 2 saves, but he unfortunately could not collect himself for the third, and San Diego finds themselves back on the score sheet and finally have that 5th goal that was disallowed earlier. We're back to just a 2-goal game.
And clearly the Fury are seeing Rojo right now. We're down to immediate timeout here in Toyota Arena. The score is 7-5 with 7 minutes and 49 seconds left to go in the fourth quarter. We'll be back in just a moment.
Available interior work surface to work it out up front. Plus the capability of available Pro Power on board to work it out in back. Tough this smart can only be called F-150. Introducing the all-new 2021 Ford F-150.
We can talk about vaccine hesitancy.
There is a subcategory that is afraid about the speed at which the vaccine was developed. The pioneers are just amazing, incredible individuals. I mean, we're standing on the work that they did.
It really wasn't rushed through. It's extremely difficult to predict who's going to die from COVID and who's not going to die from it.
We are back, and the action is coming at you hot and fast here from Toyota Arena, Philly.
I mean, we don't call it the I-15 collision because we like to make cute California traffic puns. These are 2 freight trains colliding into each other day in and day out. Fury clear the ball. But the Sockers pick things back up. Cerda to Escoto. To Charlie. Back out to Cerda. Wide open look for the Sockers. Into the netting. It was Christian Gutierrez. Goalkeeper distribution for the Fury. What a game it's been thus far, Doctor. 7-5. It's still anybody's game.
It's been a season in a game so far. You have seen just about everything that could possibly happen in the course of an entire year in the course of 3.5 quarters so far.
Seriously, my heart's palpitating. Now might be a good time to give that Chill Brands a shout out.
Well, folks, catch yourself some Chill Brands, the official CBD brand of the MASL, helping athletes reach their maximum potential and promoting proper and expedited recovery. Welcome to the league, Chill Brands.
Stinson to Berto. That ball just comes wide right.
Oh, inches away from being another late Berto bomb.
Berto, no stranger to having bombs in the back of the net late here in the fourth quarter. Gonçalves to Stinson. He's marked by Rojo. Stinson. A goal scored earlier in the first half, using the boards to Gonçalves. Thiago nearly puts one past Pardo, just wide to the left. And there's De Leon trying to find Nestor. Some action up top. Gonçalves Wisely kicks it back out, resets to Stinson. Stinson trying to find himself some space. Comes back, 6 minutes and 13 seconds left to go here in the fourth quarter. Oh, what a game. San Diego 5, Ontario Fury 7. MASL action here on Wednesday night on MASL TV. And there's Rojo and De Leon battling, but Rojo the winner on that one. Gutierrez trying to sneak past Cisse, but Cisse kicks it back out to Clayson DeLima. DeLima to Palmer. Palmer out to Pittman. Pittman back out to Berto. Berto to Frank. Frank out to Pittman. Pittman with a shot into the netting. The two former Volunteers, West Virginia Volunteers that is, trying to connect. And Pittman nearly had himself a goal opportunity earlier on in this game.
Nice to see Travis Pittman back out there after missing the opportunity to play for the Fury over the course of the last few games. They're going to need him to step up big, especially with the absence of Willie Spur.
He hasn't featured much at all this season, so it might take some time for him to connect with this team, but playing pretty well if you ask me. There's Tavoy being held by Uzi. No call there, Clayson DeLima.
Well, no harm, no foul. Goalkeeper distribution.
Distributed to Tayu. But Tayu still with it. Whistle, handball. Back out to San Diego.
That's Tayu's 5th foul of the game as he heads to the bench.
Cardenas on the restart. To Tavoy. Cardenas. Out to Escoto. Escoto marked by Uzi. Cerda. To Cardenas.
Philly, 5 fouls. That means Frank's 1 away from fouling out and joining Jimmy in the locker room here, something we absolutely do not need as a Fury faithful.
No, we don't need them together in the locker room unless they're smoking cigars together for a victory. Pardo. We're under 5 minutes, 4 minutes and 29 seconds left to go here in the game.
It's going to be a big call for Corey Murray as he gets his first opportunity to be the Fury coach as to how he's going to minimize Frank's minutes.
Tavoy tries to head it in, but Clayson DeLima there to pick it up. Gonçalves crossing the midfield. Tries to find Frank. Frank with the ball. Picked up by Pino. Pino has been, I've said it countless times, a thorn in Frank's side all season long.
Oh, we've got a foul against the Sockers. Cesar Cerda getting a little bit of an elbow up on Uzi there, and it's going to be Fury ball with a great opportunity here from right inside the yellow line.
And that's a smaller body going up against a big body. Uzi Tayu, not a small man, a mountain of muscle. It's Thiago Gonçalves there on the restart by the yellow line. 4 minutes and 2 seconds left to go here in the fourth quarter.
Is this a perfect time for a timeout? Shouts to our friend Eric Bergrid.
I loved hanging out with Eric in Kansas City for the convention. Eric, a fantastic human being. Gonçalves to Pacheco. Pacheco high into the netting. That ball is going to come back to San Diego.
And she is gone. That ball finds its way into the parking lot. And the 6th attacker is coming out for San Diego. Looks like Chargo that's rocking the yellow 6th attacker kit.
The vintage Sockers jersey. This is a dangerous situation for the Fury. An advantageous one for the Sockers. Berto. Off of the boards to Nestor. Nestor battling it up. Nobody to pass to. Craig Childs there to pick things up for the Sockers. Crossing the midfield. Passes it out to Cerda. Charlie Gonzalez. Out to Childs. Childs to Cerda. 3 minutes and 30 seconds left to go. Leo back out to Cerda. Cerda to Leo. They're looking for Tavoy. You can clearly tell Tavoy trying to get himself open. Pass to Childs. Childs with a wide open goal. No-brainer right there. Passes to Escoto. The Sockers are now only down by 1 goal with 3 minutes and 15 seconds left to go. Doctor, let's look at this one again.
Well, Escoto is just left completely unmarked as the odd man. He's got the free tap in, and clearly with a baby on the way, gives a shout out to his lovely wife by throwing the ball under the jersey. And with that, it is 7-6, 3 minutes, 15 seconds left. Pardo back out. We are no longer with the 6th attacker. It is even strength as we are seeing the Escoto jersey held up by the Cowboy on the sidelines. And the soccer fans are certainly loving this. They are not out of this game yet, Philly.
Nausea neighborhood and anxiety Annapolis. Those are the two towns that we are currently residing in. 7-6, Ontario. No lead is safe here in Toyota Arena. That 6th attacker position, very advantageous for San Diego. Clearly converting more successfully on power plays, and Fury doing a tougher job being on penalty kills. Very good move by Phil Salvaggio, and as a result of that, the Sockers find themselves down only 1.
And we got a player down against the boards for San Diego. Looks like an uncalled hand or elbow to the face as he is down on the turf right now, asking for the trainer to head on out.
Trying to find out who that is. Rojo's calling for Paul.
It appears to be Escoto, perhaps, that's down. Hard to tell as our vision is blocked at the moment.
Paul Savage, the trainer of the San Diego Sockers, trying to make sure that his player is okay. Again, all the drama llama you can possibly want in a matchup. What a great Wednesday game here in the MASL.
Looks like it was Luis Ortega who took that shot to the beak as he is holding a cloth to his face. My goodness, that's 2 nosebleeds so far in this game. 1 player sent to the hospital, 1 coach sent to the locker room. My goodness, Philly.
2 minutes and 57 seconds left to go. Plenty of action and plenty of drama to happen. And the Fury are going to get the ball on the restart. Thiago Gonçalves at the helm. Launches it down low to Frank Tayu off of the boards. Rojo kicks it out. Gonçalves there. Couple of headers, Felipe Gonzalez. Dumps it down low to Christian Gutierrez. Gutierrez to Rojo, passes it back out. Cardenas. To Cerda. Cerda to Pardo. Timeout for San Diego.
Timeout San Diego. Well, both of these teams know something about late game drama over the course of the last week. As we've got a timeout by San Diego on the field, we are going to go ahead and head to a commercial break, and we'll be right back after these messages powered by Ford.
Available interior work surface to work it out up front, plus the capability of available Pro Power on board to work it out in back. Tough this smart can only be called F-150. Introducing the all-new 2021 Ford F-150.
Society has an obligation to help others when others are struggling. Families can become distressed because they lose their father. Now a mother's forced to raise their 3 children. How does she get a job? How does she create the means to take care of her kids?
For nearly 30 years, National Core and Hope Through Housing have changed the lives of hundreds of thousands of individuals, providing housing, offering hope, transforming communities. National Core and Hope Through Housing, building the future of community.
Folks, we are back for what has been some insane action here at Toyota Arena. There has been everything in this game you could possibly hope to see, and certainly some things you hope to never see, Philly.
Strap on your seatbelts, grab your Pepto-Bismol. 2 minutes and 32 seconds left to go, and Charlie Gonzalez back into the game, sporting the 6th attacker vintage Sockers jersey. We know what happened the last time that occurred. They scored the 6th goal of the game. Pressure by Berto. Escoto feeling it. Good defense by the Fury. Leo. Out to Cerda. We're approaching that 2-minute mark here in Toyota Arena. Childs. Finding Escoto. Escoto with some space. Shot. Save! What a great save by Clayson DeLima.
How does he get a palm to this ball as we've got a quick corner restart for San Diego? My goodness, what a save by your reigning goalkeeper of the year. Relegated to the bench this year so that Chris Toth can be his mentor. And my goodness, he's showing some tutelage in that block.
Dangerous position on the restart. Header. That goes into the netting.
Restart comes back off the corner.
Dangerous position for the Fury, advantageous one for San Diego. Minute 59 left to go here in the game. San Diego on the corner restart. We see Childs wide open. Childs chomping at the bit for another point, wanting to get himself to and over the 600-point mark. Referee blows the whistle. Here's our restart. Childs. Out to Leo. Leo to Charlie Gonzalez. Childs, marked by Nestor. Leo, threading the needle, off of the boards. Hernandez there to clean it up. Charlie passes it to Leo. Minute 33 left to go here in this fourth quarter. Cerda, out to Leo. Leo out to Childs. Captain San Diego passes the ball down low to Escoto. Escoto trying to get it by Topete. Clayson De Lima comes out. Kicked, and there's a goal. San Diego just ties the game.
No, it doesn't look like a goal. It looks like a foul is going to be called, perhaps.
San Diego's cheering. That was a goal. There's your equalizer. With a minute 19 left to go, Tavoy Morgan punches that ball into the back of the net. Let's take a look at the restart once again. The replay, rather.
Well, forgive me, I did not see the referee make the goal call. It looked like he made a foul call, but it is going to be awarded as a San Diego goal. We are all knotted up at 7, and none other than Tavoy Morgan, who has put us back to evens with 1 minute and 19 seconds left in the game.
Clayson found himself out of position with Tavoy in front of the net with only Israel Cisse there. Tavoy punching in another goal for the San Diego Sockers. 7-7, a minute 17 left to go. These two teams love to make our blood pressure go up and down, don't they?
Well, my goodness, and San Diego knows something about overtime games. Could this be their third in a row?
Gutierrez, that ball goes wide left. Berto with Pete Ortega on him. Passes it out to De Lima. De Lima out to De Leon. Under a minute to go. De Leon to Frank. That ball comes out of play. Back to San Diego. 55.9 seconds left to go. Cardenas to Rojo. Rojo crossing midfield with Pacheco on him. Ball comes back out to Cardenas. Back out to Rojo. He's marked by Pacheco. Childs trying to get himself open, but Berto there to intercept. Nestor Hernandez to Thiago Gonçalves. Back out to Clayson. Under 30 seconds left to go here in the fourth quarter. Clayson lets one go off of the boards to Nestor. Nestor nearly tries to toe poke one in. Pardo there to clean it up. That was a close call. De Oliveira out to Cerda on the counter. There's a play picked up by De Lima. Under 10 seconds left to go. Looks like we're heading into overtime, folks. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second. Overtime here in Toyota Arena on this crazy Wednesday night, 7-7. My Lord, what a game it's been, Doctor.
Well, a game that had a little bit of everything. It's going to have a little bit more, Philly. We are not done yet from Toyota Arena. We've got 1 point awarded to each team. Who claims the extra point tonight is yet to be decided. We are going to overtime.
It's been such a fantastic game thus far. It's had all the drama. Injuries, red cards, ejections, goals, leads broken, equalizers, goalkeeper substitutions. Wow. What a game. We thought the game between Chihuahua and San Diego this past Saturday was a barn burner. Look at where we are now. San Diego's got to be tired. They've been playing so much these past couple of games, past few days.
They've been in 2 countries. They've been in 3 overtimes. You have to say advantage Fury with regards to that. But, if this game has shown us anything, no one is out of it. And both of these teams are fighting and scrapping for every little piece.
The last time these two teams met in overtime, it became a Fury win, a very rare win in Pechanga Arena.
San Diego up 10-3 in shots in that fourth quarter as they were able to find the back of the net 3 times. It is 7-7, Philly.
It's anybody's game at this point. It's a toss-up. I'm nervous. You're nervous. The fans are nervous. Striker's nervous. I'm sure Sonny back down in San Diego is nervous. Oy, oy.
You know, once again, Philly, the Fury seem to always struggle against that sixth attacker. San Diego able to find the back of the net twice tonight as that Fury penalty kill slash against the sixth attacker is just in wanting so far. San Diego able to capitalize once again, twice again, throughout the course of that fourth quarter.
And that clearly gives them the mental edge in that play. I mean, and now we're looking at it from the booth. Anytime that sixth attacker comes out onto the turf, that is a very huge disadvantage for the Ontario Fury, but a huge bonus for San Diego. It is overtime here in Toyota Arena. Less than a minute to go before we end things up here. Wow. Jeff Hughes and Frank Tayu talking it out in midfield.
Folks, you're sure to catch the highlights of this game on MASL Primetime.
Clearly.
And of course, MASL Primetime is the home for the best highlights, interviews, and action from the MASL each week. Catch the latest episode each Wednesday on MASL TV with Alex Blastubansky. I'm sure it's going to take him at least 2 segments of his show to get through this one game, Philly. My goodness.
18 seconds before we start off this overtime. Both teams fighting, scratching, clawing for this W. San Diego has had the edge this season and has had the edge historically. Can the Fury turn things around? Can they secure a couple of points here tonight in Toyota Arena? We shall see. Like I said, strap on your seatbelts, grab your Pepto-Bismol. Let's go. 10 minutes overtime here in Toyota Arena.
A golden goal will decide who gets the final split point tonight. A big, big, big moment for the Sockers as they are able to fend off the Fury's early goal scoring and find at least 1 point, perhaps 2 out of this game, Philly.
There's Stinson passing it out to the midfield to Thiago Gonçalves. Gonçalves out to Uzi Tayu. That ball gets intercepted by Leo de Oliveira. Sockers on the counter. Leo goes down. Foul on the Fury.
Stinson had some fouls to give. By my math, that's his first of the night. 1 more for Frank, though, and he will be heading to the locker room.
Frank's still pretty quiet against San Diego. It's his brother Uzi that gets on the scoring line for the Tayu brothers. Ortega trying to get by Cisse, trying to thread the needle. Cerda marked by Pacheco. Wisely resets it out to Cardenas. Cardenas finding Tavoy. Tavoy with some space. Shot. What a save into the netting.
Huge opportunity for San Diego with the ball at the feet of Tavoy Morgan. Wide open right in front of the net. Just could not find the back. And off the rebound, San Diego fires it up into the netting. Goalkeeper distribution.
When people say it's a game of inches, that was a pure depiction of why that statement is accurate. That's Aguirre on the counter with some space. He takes a shot off of the netting. Off of the boards. Topete headed it out, but Rojo there to pick it up for San Diego. Stolen by Frank. Frank with a little bit of space, trying to get by Pino, but Pino steals one from the King.
The defense of Pino on Frank over the course of this season has just been sensational.
Can the King get himself on the boards? Passes it out to Stinson. Stinson out to Berto. Berto out to De Leon. De Leon to Tayu. Back out to De Leon off of the boards. Trying to get by Rojo. San Diego takes the ball away.
Almost stolen back there, Pacheco.
Leo out to Gutierrez. Fury need to be careful. They have Felipe Gonzalez open, wide open. Cardenas. The crowd clearly getting into it. You can hear the drums all the way up from here in the broadcast booth, Doctor. Cerda to Cardenas. Under 8 minutes to go here in this OT period. Cerda to Childs. Berto to Gonçalves. Gonçalves getting by the San Diego defense. Try to get by Craig Childs, but Craig Childs there to take things over. Leo getting by Stinson. Stinson down on the carpet, but right back up. San Diego in possession.
Man, Leo and Stinson, two guys with some of the best footwork in the league going at each other. You can't ask for much more than this, folks.
Nope. At this point, the best conditioned team is going to win because it's been a track meet from the start of this matchup. Leo. And it's a foul on De Leon.
De Leon with fouls to give. That's his first of the game, but the Ontario Fury have struggled against these kinds of resets, although this one a bit far out to be too concerned, but you never know. This San Diego team has a lot up their sleeve when it comes to set pieces.
Cardenas finding Cerda. Cerda trying to get by Stinson. Good composure. Great keeping up with that ball. Tavoy Morgan kicks it back out to Cardenas. Cardenas off of the boards to Leo. Leo marked by Pittman. Uzi Tayu tried to strip him. Pittman with the ball. Dumps it down low, but Cardenas there to intercept. Cardenas with a shot into the netting. Goalkeeper distribution for the Fury.
Both teams taking a quick line change as everybody's got to be gassed as we're in the fifth quarter here, folks.
The players aren't the only people in this arena that are gassed right now, Doctor. This has been a nutty game. De Lima finding Frank. Frank trying to get any action past Pino. Out to Topete. Topete out to Palmer. Palmer down low to Aguirre. Back out to Berto. 6 minutes and 30 seconds left to go here in overtime. Pacheco. Back out to Palmer. He's marked by Escoto off of the boards. Pacheco with some space. Marked by Charlie Gonzalez. The pass out. Intercepted by Rojo. Rojo with a counter. Little too much. He tried to find Gutierrez, but that ball finds its way into the hands of Clayson De Lima.
Oh, what an opportunity for San Diego. Gutierrez had nobody on him if they could have just got the ball to him.
Tayu to Tayu. Frank with Pino on him. He passes it out to Gonçalves. Gonçalves off of the boards to Stinson. Stinson trying to get by Cerda. Passes it back out to Gonçalves. Gonçalves looking to find Frank. Gutierrez there to deflect away. Back out to De Leon, resetting the play. De Leon to Uzi Tayu. Tayu back out to Gonçalves. Gonçalves dumping it down to Frank. Frank with Guerrero Pino marking him. Trying to find some space. There it is. But that shot goes wide right.
Looked like that took a tip as it was going out, but Sockers are going to get the ball. No block called, and it's San Diego ball with just 5 minutes left here in the fifth quarter. My goodness, Philly, this game's had as many quarters as an arcade game.
When was the last time you went to one of those? Oh, good defense by Palmer. Had that ball landed in front of Childs, that would have no doubt been an opportunity for the game winner. Pittman to Pacheco. Fury on their counter to Cisse. Childs there to pick his pocket.
Cisse.
Some thievery there by Craig Childs.
Cisse frustrated with himself that he couldn't get the ball out from under his own feet.
Childs out to Cardenas. Cardenas to Leo, and that's going to be a foul on Israel Cisse. 4 minutes and 39 to go.
You can see Corey Murray throughout the course of that play gesturing emphatically to the Fury to get up and down the pitch. Just don't know if they have the wind left in their sails right now.
Rojo taking Pacheco off of the boards. Clayson De Lima gets his hands on it. Nestor Hernandez trying to find Berto on the counter, but Rojo there to take the ball away. Rojo back out to Cardenas. Intercepted by Aguirre. Emmanuel to Frank. Back out to Aguirre. To Uzi. Uzi with some space. He has a shot. Off of the hands. That was a near attempt. Near goal.
Just off the post. We might have a delay of game warning here against Ontario, but no. Just going to be a restart for San Diego.
Ball came off of the hands of Pardo and then off of the post. Uzi Tayu nearly scoring his second goal of the game. Fury on the restart. Stinson. 1-on-1 with a shot. Off of the top of the boards. Gutierrez. Nobody there. Back out to DeLima. 3 minutes and 42 to go. Palmer.
Both teams making changes on almost every possession right now. Both teams have to be absolutely gassed with just 3.5 left in the fifth.
Pacheco to Palmer. Palmer lobs one in and out.
And into the hands of announcer John Spire. Shouts to the voice of the sideline of the Fury.
And the backup voice of LAFC, by the way. Guerrero Pino on the restart. Passes it back down to Boris Pardo. Pardo to Rojo. 3 minutes and 25 to go. Rojo. Off of the boards. Berto and Childs. To Clayson. Clayson to De Leon. Too much. Back out to San Diego. Rojo wisely passes it out to Pardo. Pardo to Charlie Gonzalez. Charlie Gonzalez looking to find Escoto. He passes it back out to Guerrero Pino. Under 3 minutes to go. Rojo. With some space. Deflected by De Leon. Frank passes it back to George. George to Thiago. Battle between him and Escoto. And it's Guerrero Pino that takes that ball away. 2 minutes and 34 to go. Space for the Sockers. Cleared by Berto. Stinson finds Frank. Tries to find Frank, rather. As Boris Pardo cleans it up above the boards. Gonzalez to Pino. Pino to Rojo. Rojo pulls it back to allow for the line change. Cardenas back out to Rojo. Pressure by Aguirre. Off of the boards. Intercepted by Israel Cisse. Cisse. Blocked by San Diego. Under 2 minutes to go. Stinson. To Palmer. What a game, Doctor. What a game.
My heart is racing. My goodness. 1.5 minutes left. Could we perhaps be going to PKs to settle this final point?
I'm looking down at my iWatch. I'm in triple digits for my heart rate. DeLima with a shot off of the boards. And there's a whistle. Looks like it's coming back to San Diego. Minute 28 to go. We got some getting jiggy with it playing on the loudspeakers. That's one way of putting this matchup. Leo. Trying to get by Topete and De Leon. Passes it out to Pee Wee Ortega. Ortega out to Cardenas. To Cerda. Cerda trying to find Savoy, but Uzi Tayu had his number there. Under a minute to go. Pardo to Leo. George De Leon marking him. Passes it back out to Cardenas. Can either team get a shot off before this buzzer goes off? Pacheco, good defense. Fury on the counter. Pacheco off of the boards. Oh, Nestor, nearly an opportunity. George De Leon to Topete. That ball gets blocked. It's Tavoy. Tavoy getting by Topete. And that's going to be a whistle.
Is that a denial of a goal-scoring opportunity? It's a blue card shown. The Fury are going to be down a man for these final 23 seconds.
No doubt that was a Smurf sighting. No doubt that was a Smurf on Topete. Tavoy Morgan still down on the turf.
Is that? Could this possibly be denial of a goal-scoring opportunity, Philly?
Well, either way, the Sockers are going to have the power play. Topete finding his way into the sin bin. 23.7 seconds left to go. I don't know if my heart can take much more of this.
Oh, what do we have here, Philly?
Bad news for the Fury. Good news for the Sockers.
Yeah, Topete got himself... Oh!
He denied that goal-scoring opportunity, and it looks like it's going to be Escoto and Clayson DeLima. Clayson found himself in this position against Utica, but Gonzalez from Utica hit the post. We should see what happens. Escoto scores this. The game is over. 23.7 seconds left to go. It is Escoto. It is last season's goalkeeper of the year. What's going to happen, folks? Sweat beads dribbling down both of our foreheads, Doctor.
Certainly advantage San Diego at the moment. Can they find the golden goal here in the final 23 seconds?
Referee waiting for things to settle in before he blows the whistle. It is Escoto. It is De Lima. It is the game. 7-7 in Toyota Arena. This goal could win the game for the Sockers. Clayson De Lima tasked with a monumental task, for that matter, stopping Brandon Escoto 1v1. Let's see what the young keeper can do.
The Fury keep creeping over the line, and the ref is not letting them start this game until everybody's behind that halfway line.
The Sockers not enjoying this. We're just waiting for it.
The tension builds in Toyota Arena.
Oh, man.
Oh, and Mr. Barnett coming out to have a word, and it's a delay of game warning going to be issued against Uzi Tayu for creeping over the center line there, as he just cannot keep that big weight of his behind the center line, Philly. It's going to be a call of encroachment. My goodness, is it NFL or is it MASL?
I love the MASL. If you don't enjoy this game, folks, there's something seriously wrong with you. MASL, indoor soccer, alive and well here in the United States. And here we go. Escoto getting by De Lima. Gleason with the save. Heck of a defensive play by the young goalkeeper. Fury are still in this. San Diego, Leo, headed off of Israel Cisse. Under 10 seconds. 5 seconds. 4 seconds. Can the Sockers get a shot off? No, they can't. That's the buzzer. Oh my gosh.
It's time for a shootout, folks. Clayson De Lima, the star of the fifth quarter, with an amazing save. My goodness, let's look at this. How is he able to reach around and just get the tips of his left hand on the ball and play it out? Oh my goodness.
Escoto took too much time looking for some teammates to back him up, but the long outstretched arms of Clayson De Lima prevented that goal-scoring opportunity for San Diego. And the first person to hug Clayson, Striker of all people. We haven't seen a shootout in our young broadcasting career. I can't wait to see how this one's going to turn out.
Oh my goodness. Well, we talked about this game having everything in it, and the game was yet to show us it had more.
Yeah, by the time this game's over, we're gonna miss the 10 o'clock news.
Oh, we're not getting home to the Valley till tomorrow at this point. I might be calling in late to work tomorrow, Philly.
Yeah, I don't want to go to work tomorrow. I'm too busy having fun doing this.
Sorry, boss. We had double overtime. Folks, I'll write you a permission slip if you're late to work tomorrow. Please stay with us. This action is certainly heating up, and I was already boiling over.
Look, it is still early here on the West Coast. Thank you to those listening or watching on the East Coast on MASL TV. You've been given such a treat of a match. Such a good game has been going on between these two West Coast Goliaths. And we still got a little more action left to go.
My phone is blowing up right now. Everyone in the world of MASL cannot believe what a save that was. Shouts to Joseph Zacher. Shouts to Adam. Shouts to everybody blowing up my phone right now that cannot believe what's going on. I cannot believe what's going on right now, Philly. This is pure insanity.
I mean, I got my phone on airplane mode for a reason.
Now, how are Corey and Chewy going to set up this Fury team? Inexperienced, certainly in the coaching role, experienced as players. Of course, the legendary Phil Salvaggio on the other side. He must be ready for this. I can't imagine how this is going to play out.
Nope, I can't either. Again, it's a toss-up. In this situation, you can't say the better team wins. You're going to say the luckier team's going to win, or whoever is on his game as far as goalkeepers are concerned.
Oh. Well, you've got the reigning goalkeeper of the year in Clayson DeLima on one side. I'm sure Chris Toth would love to get back into the game at this point, but it looks like it's going to be Clayson with the gloves versus Pardo. Oh, my.
I mean, I'm sweating just as much as both the Sockers and the Fury are up here, and we've done nothing other than stand up and yell on a microphone.
Oh, my goodness, folks, you're going to see about 40 minutes of this game on MASL Primetime this week. Of course, it's the home for the best highlights, interview, and action from the MASL each week. They might need to do a second show this week just so that Alex Postuvansky can make his way through this one.
Clearly, so many highlights, so many unbelievable moments in this match. It'd be hard just to do a 5-minute segment on what's gone on here. Our podcast, Striking Fury, by the way, if you're an Ontario Fury fan or a fan of the MASL, check us out on Apple, Spotify, anywhere you can find your podcast. We're going to have a lot to talk about as far as this game is concerned.
Folks, do not go to sleep. Get yourself an extra cup of coffee, that energy drink tomorrow morning. You're not going to want to miss this. You're going to need to stay up and see how this one ends. I wish we had an update on Willie Spur for you folks. We are actively trying to find out how he is doing. Our midfielder, who was carted off, could not put any weight on that right leg. If we get an update, we will pass that along to you, but oh my.
What we do want to pass along is good wishes, well wishes to Willie Spur. I mean, he went down hard on that collision with Boris Pardo. I mean, the fact that it took 2 grown men to carry him off the field, not a good sign. Again, we'll give you an update. Check out the Striking Fury pod for an update if you wish.
Folks, it's Military Appreciation Night here at Toyota Arena. We'd like to take a moment as this battle wages on to tip our caps to every single man, woman out there fighting for the United States and our armed forces. We appreciate each and every one of you. I grew up in a military family. Philly, you are married to a military veteran. Hats off to everyone, and you guys are getting a heck of a game tonight as we toast Military Appreciation Night here at Toyota Arena. And the battle wages on to the 6th quarter.
Can't say I've seen very many matches in indoor soccer result this way. It's certainly going to make Thursday a very interesting morning. Wednesday's had all the action, and both teams having matches this weekend. The Tacoma Stars are going to be going up against San Diego. I think that's the next matchup. And the Fury are going to take on Tacoma here in Toyota Arena on Sunday.
My goodness, we've got Kansas City Comets fans reaching out to us. We've got Milwaukee Wave fan reaching out to us. We've got Baltimore Blast fans reaching out to us. Shout out to everyone across MASL land that's tuned in here on MASL TV for what is assuredly the game of the season so far.
Forgot Utica City again. Big shout out to those of you on the East Coast that have stayed up to watch this incredible match.
Oh, for everyone in San Diego, for everyone in the Inland Empire, are you not entertained?
And it's going to be Thiago Gonçalves versus Boris Pardo to start things off. And as per John Spire, 5 seconds for this to happen. Thiago versus Boris. The Brazilian versus the Queens, New York native. Here it goes. Thiago, shot off of the boards. No goal. No goal for the Fury.
Thiago Gonçalves could not find the back of the net. He fires wide right. Advantage San Diego.
And Craig Childs, the captain, Mr. San Diego himself, lines up, and it's going to be between him and Clayson DeLima.
Gonçalves heads back to the center line with a head held low as Childs centers up over the ball.
He had a really good shot on it, just missed. We all know Thiago would want that back. Let's see what Craig Childs can do against Clayson. Childs winding up, shot, goal, San Diego!
Did you expect anything less from Craig Childs?
Nope, that's not the man you want in that position if you're Ontario. Craig Childs, a veteran of this league, a legend in his own right, one of the greatest to play indoor soccer. He scores first for San Diego. And it is now Justin Stinson, the Stinger, versus Boris Pardo. The Stinger, one of the best 1v1 players in the league. Shot off of the post. He can't believe it. Stinson in a state of disbelief. He had Pardo beat, but that just came off of the post.
2 shots by the Fury, 2 misses of finding the frame.
And now here's Escoto. Clayson saying what's going on. Thought you'd see a little bit of trash talk between these two, but just nothing but friendly banter. Escoto and Clayson. Here we go, folks. Escoto scores!
Escoto charges to the boards, dives up, and that's it, folks. San Diego is gonna win it. They're gonna go by a final score of 8-7. They will take 2 points. The Fury fought so hard throughout all 6 quarters of this game. Oh, could you ask for anything more out of a matchup? My goodness, everything you could possibly see in the course of an indoor soccer game, and we got it right here for you on MASL TV. It's San Diego 8, the Fury 7. San Diego extends their Western Conference lead by taking home 2 points. The Fury will have to go back to the locker room with just 1 point, and they're head in hands, Philly.
I mean, this game really did have it all. I mean, we've seen so much. I mean, the Fury had a nice lead. We saw San Diego come back. We saw shootouts. Was taking a look at the replays for the goals of from the shootout. Thiago Gonçalves, as you can see, missing just wide to the right of Boris Pardo. One more look at that. Just off of the post. He knows he had the opportunity.
We're going to see this one more time. Craig Childs here. He's going to find the back of the net. Clayson de Lima almost gets a right hand to it, but Captain San Diego able to find just inside of that post to the keeper's right. Gives San Diego a 1-0 advantage at this point.
Such composure by Captain Craig Childs, and a great shot, great attempt. And here we see Justin Stinson, the stinger. Got it past Pardo, but just off of the crossbar.
Ding dong off the crossbar. Stinson, a heartbreaker. That ball's 4 inches lower. He ties it up.
Take a look at it from one more angle. He got close to it, shot it above. He had the space, just could not convert. And here comes the game winner. We got Brandon Escoto. Easy shot for him. He has Clayson coming off his line. Simple goal for Brandon.
Near identical to what Childs put out. Just plays the ball right, fires it left, tucks it inside the post, and San Diego are going home the victors tonight, folks. But gosh, if you love this game, we're going to be back at it. Your next Fury game will be back at Toyota Arena on Sunday, January 30th. Kickoff will be at 3:05 p.m. for a showdown against another West Coast opponent. This time, coming down from Washington State, it's the Tacoma Stars. Visit OntarioFury.com to purchase tickets today. We would love to have you out here. If this game is any proof, you certainly get your money's worth when you come to an MASL match, Philly.
And if you can't make it to that Sunday matchup, another quick turnaround on Tuesday. The Ontario Fury host Utica City FC for a rematch of this past weekend's game. The Fury finally starting to get a homestand after being on the road for the majority of the season, but they've been arguably better on the road. They've been having a tough time here in Toyota Arena, but all these matchups that they've lost here are against San Diego. And I'll tell you this from the perspective of somebody supporting the Ontario Fury. The Sockers, we cannot deny that they are one of the best in the league. We're going to look at them, we're going to look at the Florida Tropics, and we're going to look at the Kansas City Comets. There are no teams that are better than them. So for the Fury to go out there, square off against San Diego, square off against Florida, this only bodes well for them. But for the Sockers to do what they do against their SoCal rivals from down the up the I-15, the Sockers are a force to be reckoned with. And to think they're doing this without Pollo. If Pollo was on this team, it would have been lights out. You could argue that the Sockers would be the best team in MASL. But it's still a young season, still plenty more things that can happen. I love this game. We hope you do too. Look, if you watch this and this excited you, tell your friends, tell your family, go home and watch this game all over again. Indoor soccer is the greatest sport in North America, and I'm not just saying this because I'm biased. What a game it's been, Doctor.
Wow, even with San Diego serving their chicken on the side, they still are able to come up with their third consecutive overtime win in a row in a game that, my goodness, Philly, I am exhausted. What a performance by both teams. Hats off to the Ontario Fury. They gave it a fight all the way to the end. My goodness, San Diego just able to edge it out there as Unfortunately, the Fury unable to find the back of the net in PKs, and San Diego goes home with the crucial 2 points.
Yeah, and it's been interesting watching this. Again, Guerrero Pino playing Frank Tayu so well. The King once again silenced against San Diego, and that's been the difference maker. When we see Frank scoring multiple goals, the Fury can't lose. They can't, all right, maybe with the exception of the one Florida game, but the Fury plays so much better when Frank gets on the boards.
Folks, if you want to come out and join us on Sunday, we'd like to tip our cap to the folks at Premier COVID Testing. They are going to be your opportunity to find a free COVID test to get yourself into the arena. If you are not vaccinated, free COVID testing allowed to get you in. It's quick, it's easy, and man, Philly, we are going to have quite a game to recap on that next episode of Striking Fury. Folks, we hope you tune into Striking Fury, the official podcast of your Ontario Fury, hosted by none other than the voice of Fury himself, Mr. Christian Philly Philemon, his lovely wife Amanda Philemon, and of course the doctor, myself, who shows up once in a while. But folks, MASL Primetime, they're going to have themselves a handful in cover in this game. We'd like to give a shout out to Alex Bostuvansky. MASL Primetime is the home for the best highlights, interviews, and action from the MASL each week. Catch the latest episode each Wednesday on MASL TV with none other than Alex Bostuvansky.
Doctor, we're going to be doing this again in a couple of days. It's good that we get a couple of days off. I mean, I don't know if I could go back-to-back with games like this. Again, such an exciting matchup, and we certainly thank you all here on the West Coast for tuning in to MASL TV on YouTube. We certainly thank those that are out on the East Coast. And from what I've been told, we're just a couple of moments from kicking it down to Amanda the Panda Philemon for a couple of last words.
What an appropriate way to finish our night on Veterans Night with none other than the veteran joining our broadcast, Amanda Philemon, combat veteran, registered nurse. She's been on the front lines overseas. She's been on the front lines in the COVID battle. I mean, what more could you ask for?
Don't forget the fact that she's the Rams Fan of the Year.
Absolutely. In the running to be the NFL Fan of the Year. Philly, if I stand corrected, that means you and the missus might have Super Bowl tickets for life. Well, I would just like you to remember your dear friend, the doctor, when it comes time to dish out any of those Super Bowl tickets, my friend.
Oh, please. You're not even a fan of football. But yeah, I have to rephrase you or correct you. There's no might. I certainly am going to the Super Bowl.
I am jealous, that is for sure. We are just moments away from heading pitch side with Panda as we still attempt to wrap our heads out of what was absolutely the wildest game of indoor soccer I have ever seen.
Yeah, I thought we saw it on Sunday between Chihuahua and San Diego, but this was just equally as nutty.
I mean, how many goals did we have in that fourth quarter? 2 for San Diego, 1 for the Fury. My goodness, it was crazy. At the end of the night there, looks like San Diego is going to lead 17-13 on shots by the end of it. My goodness, Philly, that was just absolutely wild. Absolutely wild. Forgive me, I had my third quarter sheet in front of me. I'm so discombobulated. In that fourth quarter, San Diego outshot the Fury 10-3, and in overtime 4-3. Final tallies on the night, San Diego 31 shots, Ontario 19.
Wow.
Your final score 8-7 here in Toyota Arena. As it took 6 quarters, we saw a whole game and a half. If you thought we saw a game and then some, well, you would be right, folks. My word.
It might be one of the greatest games this season, if not over the course of multiple seasons. I certainly don't want to watch this one again because unless I want to feel the anxieties of it. But again, a great win by our crosstown rivals, the San Diego Sockers. And we're down to Panda.
What a game that was. It is never a disappointing matchup between these two. Today was definitely no different than any of those. There was a whole lot going on and too much for me to really even talk about. But the one thing I did want to say is I want to give an update on Willie Spur because we did see that injury that occurred in the fourth quarter, and he did seem like he was in good spirits. It did appear they had some kind of right lower leg injury, and they were taking him to the hospital to be reevaluated further to see if there was anything that they needed to do treatment-wise. So we just want to send out all the best wishes and thoughts to him on hopefully a speedy recovery because we could really use him out here. But, man, what a heartbreaking way for the Fury to lose to the Sockers, unfortunately, tonight. It was an entertaining match, though, if you are a spectator. So That's what you get with indoor soccer. Unless you're a Fury fan, I think you can't complain about what we saw today. Back to you guys up in the booth. You did a great job.
We certainly thank you, Panda, and we certainly appreciate the update on Willie Spur. To hear that he's in good spirits certainly warms the heart. Willie, if you can hear us or you rewatch this, we certainly wish you the best and a speedy recovery, whatever that injury may be. And, folks, that's pretty much all that we have for this evening. Again, this has been an exciting matchup. The San Diego Sockers come up the I-15 to collide again against the Ontario Fury, and once again, a San Diego Sockers W. So, on behalf of myself, the Dr. Jonathan Ryman, Reimer, Amanda the Panda Filament, we want to thank our amazing production staff, Mike Zapata, Lorenzo. You guys certainly do a good job of keeping us informed and letting us know what to do. And folks, again, we want to thank you for tuning in to MASL TV for this matchup. We shall see you soon. We will see you Sunday at 3:05 p.m. Pacific Standard Time as the Ontario Fury take on the Tacoma Stars in another matchup. We shall see you soon. Have a good night, and God bless.
Night, everyone.